This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. This show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Oh, good evening, everybody. It's a little bit after 7 o'clock. It is the show. It's Q Talk America. We are coming to you live from the Q Talk America Plaza right here in the heart of Central Phoenix. We do it each and every Tuesday night from 7 to 10. I'm here in studio along with Katy, June, Marnie, Ryer, and Al Perkins. You can look at them all on our video stream. If you want to see us, you can see us. If you want to just hear us, you're probably the wiser person for making that choice.
Not a bad choice at all.
We are still working on getting our wide angle lens back up and camera back up and going.
We're okay with that.
I don't think we have sound.
Well, on what?
On.
Well, remember we're delayed by a minute.
Oh, so when we started late, our bad.
It's been this long and we're still teaching Al how this all works.
Oh no, because everybody at the same time said they lost audio.
Oh, because I pulled the music down, pre-show music,
okay.
and then subjected them to what they're listening to now.
All right.
Anywho, thank you for being here. This is a little bit of a minor celebratory evening for us here. It is this last week's show marked 52 shows, which makes a year that we have been doing this little dog and pony show. And my has Buddy Early changed in the.
Well, doesn't he look great?
You don't even look like your old self.
Looks beautiful, but doesn't know what bathroom to use.
Yeah.
Well, not in this
Not
city.
in this state.
Is one of us supposed to be a dog in this scenario or a pony?
I like ponies.
Kind of
No unicorns.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is, I think we started on the 24th of April of 2012 was our first show, which is tomorrow.
The week before.
Was it? I thought it was the 17th, but Joe is telling me the 24th.
No, because the second week was Barbra Streisand's birthday. Week 2 was Babs' birthday.
well played.
I like how he remembers it only by who either died or birthday. Because I thought it was the 17th, which is the Tuesday before the 24th.
It was the 17th.
Joe's trying to tell me it's the 24th.
No, 24th was Babs' birthday.
And it was also the show that we lost called Dim All the Lights because...
No, that's the next one.
I thought the second show was the one we lost.
Third is when we lost.
God damn it.
You're behind the show.
We really ought to get somebody to pay attention to all this shit. It's not me, clearly. So I thought we might start our little show with...
Because the third one is the one where I was really nasty. And that's the one that I was glad that you lost.
Oh, because that was Dim All the Lights.
I was kind of sober. That was the one that I came after the...
You were throwing stones at everybody.
Yeah, and I was sober, and I had just come from a really emotional meeting at work. And I couldn't drink because I was on call. And I was a bitch. I said some mean things about people I truly like. And
I do.
we
They
are
don't
all,
like you anymore.
They never heard it, thank Christ.
But we were live and then we never heard from again. That also happens during Oscar parties at his house. He gets drunk. Well, that he gets drunk and talks about people.
But those are celebrities. I don't know them.
Oh, really?
The only people I really talk shit about are usually in the room.
Oh, that's a good point.
I usually don't have to go searching.
Valid point. So I thought we would start.
I wouldn't feel bad if any of those people had been in the room and I said it to their face. I just don't enjoy talking
Hearing
to people.
afterwards.
Yeah.
It's a little awkward.
Yeah.
A little bit.
awkward.
So I'll call you a bitch to your face. I don't care.
I thought what we do just to get this ceremonial portion of the program over with.
I like this.
I thought we would see if I'm gonna open this. See if I can open this and.
Everyone needs to go ahead and...
I think it's a shoot.
I know you're pointing it at your face though, so
No, I'm reading the directions.
I'm gonna stop you there.
I don't know about anybody else, but
I think it's really a screw cap. I don't think
But
it's.
it still has the pressure.
Yeah.
Because I
did?
opened one of these this
You
weekend.
sure?
Yeah.
It has to be pressurized.
Why?
Otherwise, it would just be water.
Well, we don't know about that. It's shitty. It's.
So twist and still pull at the same time.
Oh well.
Well,
There you
There you go.
Whoa.
That might be flat.
Smells just as lousy as it always has. We'll see. I'm just saying. Should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not flat. That's
Look, it's-
really
oh,
that's good.
interesting.
So this must be suitable for bars, so you don't kill people, because this came courtesy of Charlie's. So I'm sure this was part
I
of.
think that's
Charlie's.
just suitable for Charlie's.
Oh.
Although I think
Oh, I think I mispoured.
Oh, just give me a little bit because I have real stuff.
Okay, you have good champagne.
Yeah.
That's nice of Charlie's to join in our celebration
Well,
here with
Charlie doesn't
with their
know
bottle.
Yeah.
Charlie doesn't know it. Here, I'll give you that.
Chuck remains blissfully unaware of his contributions.
Yes. Well, as we kick off this week, which is
Well,
show
happy
number
anniversary,
115,
ladies.
happy year.
I don't like to sit with champagne in front of me. I don't know what you were about to do.
I just was going to say happy Joy. Thank you for a year of God knows what we did. I was going to dig up the audio from show number 1 and realize how horrible that was, but I decided no,
that's a good idea.
we'll let it go. If any of the listeners would like to pull it up themselves, they can go to the website and just go back to show number 63.
It's a lot about my basement.
A lot. But then again, every show.
Every show. We had a lot. We had a long series.
But
of,
we had nothing else to do
Next
that night.
week in
That's
Al's
true.
basement.
No, it really was.
Right.
Like we had nothing to talk about. We weren't prepared at
Week
all.
number 1.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I thought y'all had a
this.
meeting,
We did.
I still have that written down.
But we
should
don't remember
frame
any.
that
We didn't
so you can
remember
put
anything
that
we were
up.
supposed to be talking about, and then we just.
Well, and then the other thing was Al, they were sitting on the couch in my living room. Al would look at Marnie and he would just say a word, and he'd say, "Write that down. I'll remember what it is." When he got to the show.
Bathtub and gin and.
I still know what that story
Yeah,
is.
see, but that.
But there were a
I remember
couple
different things.
couple things Al had. He goes, I got nothing for you.
Yeah.
I got nothing. So that went half of our first show just because he didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
Most of it was like me flipping through a page. To be like, okay, now what about that?
This says bird. It says bird.
Bird droppings. It was something. Yeah, it was stupid. It was just.
I'm not
ridiculous.
sure. Next note, please.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
Next caller.
In the chat room, by the way, Leslie Baldwin is in there as well.
hi,
Harrison,
Leslie.
Tyler from Tennessee.
Hi.
Joe
Joe.
does stand corrected. The first show was the 17th of April, which is what I thought. So we're just a little bit over a year. And it is the longest running continual show on the network with no breaks at all. This year, however, we're inserting new things called breaks. This year we have 2 of them, I know, because Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve are on Tuesdays. And you think I'm going to be sitting in here on New Year's Eve? You're high. So,
Well, it's good to hear.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Well, good. We'll make that decision now, and then because we'll be drunk, we'll rediscuss it 15 times.
I don't know. I figured I'd get a calendar and I'd write all this stuff
I
down.
actually figured that you'd be like, why not? We'll be out of here before midnight.
Oh no. No, I'm not.
So,
No.
good. That's
No,
a bonus.
that decision was made a few weeks ago. I was looking at my calendar. Well, I was trying to get Maggie off the calendar, off my desk, and I realized that I was looking like, oh, well, look at that. Oh, December's got a couple Tuesdays in it. Yeah, I was looking at that. So I just like,
That's
Typically
new.
4.
Yeah.
not that the Tuesdays are in December, but the Tuesdays that were on important days.
Right.
Because we're important. Anyway, well, welcome one and all. This is really shitty champagne. I hope yours is better, but I'm not really going to be drinking it because I have my Crown and Diet.
Oh, I'll show you. Now, if you ever watched Absolutely Fabulous, listeners, readers, however you self-identify, it's called Stoli Bali, and this is what they were always talking about, was putting Stoli vodka in with Bollinger champagne,
Okay.
and they made Stoli Bali. That's what they were talking about. And they only did it because it was funny, and it rhymed.
Right.
Jennifer Saunders would just make up drinks like Verve and Burb was Veuve Clicquot and bourbon.
Yeah, that sounds
and it
good.
rhymed. No, it's horrible.
It's horrible.
And they weren't really drinking it, but it rhymed. But then they found out that people thought it was a real drink and started drinking it, and then decided they liked it just to be trendy. And she was like, "It rhymed. Like it's not a drink.
No,
but
not
now
real.
it's a big drink, Verve and Burb. And I've actually put shitty champagne into vodka a couple times. Like, it gives us a little bubble.
And you've done it here a couple of times,
Yeah,
actually. Yeah,
'cause
when
there's
we got
nothing
that
else.
other shitty
Yeah, there's-
barefoot
you
in there.
can't drink
God
that.
bless you, barefoot. Thanks for your support of the community.
Yeah.
So Stoli Bali.
Yeah, there's that.
Bali Stoli? Stoli Bali
Either way,
Dolly?
either way it goes.
Sweetie Dolly?
Uh,
I know none of you have ever seen an ab fab, right?
Oh, I
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
I've
okay.
seen a
One of
few.
my favorites.
No.
Thank God.
My favorite one is when they're sitting around and Bubbles realizes that during New Year's Eve, the year goes up one.
Yeah. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello. It
And
goes
like-
up. It's what is it? She uses a word.
And like magic.
It's almost like magic. It goes up one. Bubbles was the assistant to.
Okay.
And you
Saunders.
got Harrison does the best, absolutely best imitation of that. And we were in the ocean one day swimming around in San Diego, and I don't know why it came up, but she standing there in the waves doing Bubbles, doing the calendar, and I almost shit my pants and drowned. I was laughing so hard. It was one of
What's the other? There's another fun British comedy. Guess who's calling? Look who's calling. It's not Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. That's
you.
a
I was like,
different.
oh.
Have you been served? Are you being served?
Are you being served?
Which
Are you
is the
being
one
served?
in the store.
That's the one in
I
the
love-
department store. I
that's
just caught an episode of that
funny.
a couple
And
nights
that's
ago.
funny.
That's funny stuff.
I started to catch that. The first time I flew to England, and I was 16 years old. And they had that playing on the screens, that was like one of the channels. And so to get into character for my new British adventure, I was watching British comedy.
Oh, Jesus. Were you doing a British accent while you were there?
No, I hope to God not. I mean, I may
Last
have.
time I went to France, I read the Marie Antoinette book to try and go to all the places that were in the book and like stand everywhere that Marie Antoinette may have stood.
It was it was fun. It put me in the mood. But I kind of, and I didn't totally get it at 16, but I got it enough and thought it was funny enough that I came home and started watching it kind of sporadically.
And it's just, there's nothing really to get. It's just British humor.
Right.
Like, it's that weird British humor.
Yeah. So it's fun. So yeah, I'll sometimes watch. Reminds me of my British adventures.
I have to watch myself when I run into people or I meet people who are new to the city or new around. They're like, well, I'm from North Carolina or Tennessee or somewhere, and they start, they talk in their natural drawl or dialect. I fall right back into it.
Me too.
I do really bad.
I think Southern accents are catchy though. Like, I don't think that's
because I'm not from the South, and I had a roommate from Texas, and I swear to God, when we would go out and drink, her Texas would come out, and so would mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've never even basically been there. Like I drove through.
You drove
Texas
through once.
when you caught it. Yeah.
Right, and you
well,
caught
look at
it.
Madonna, and Tina Turner. They both caught
Madonna's
British.
the worst.
Right.
Now Tina Turner's a close second though.
Okay, I just heard more Madonna in my life.
Tina, she started to fade out as the calm down Tina was going on. Like, calm down, Tina. You're good.
I had to.
That's a wig, by the way. That expression. Cliff had this one wig.
Yeah. Okay. That was how we started that conversation.
Yeah. That he had one big. What's love got to do with it? Wig that was really
messy,
crazy.
messy, crazy.
And then he had this one flat one that was really pretty. And I'm like, oh my God, Tina, calm down. Like, what's wrong with your hair? So we always called that the Tina calm down wig.
That's funny.
I had to apologize to a guy because the longer we were talking, I actually met him at Charlie's, and the longer we talked, he kept looking at me, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking like you, aren't I? And he goes, is that you? And I'm like, well, no, I just fall back into it because I'm from Missouri, and there were several people that talk like that. The other one is I'm waiting on, because Jason Carlton had a family thing, and he's been in Texas for a week, so I'm expecting him to arrive back home tonight, and I'm going to have to de-Texas him.
Yeah, he gets a little bit of a draw when he goes home.
Plus,
it's just fun. It's fun to have a little Southern in your...
But he's kind of big city Texas, so his isn't...
No, it's not like backwoods.
Yeah. He doesn't have the real thick... Like y'all.
But he's been 2 hours outside of Dallas for a week, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be... Well, he's already informed me that when he hits the ground, he's going to meet me at Charlie's at 1 for a drink. So
I want to say he lives in a dry county.
Oh, that's so horrible.
I don't think there was a dry... I don't think it was, because he sent me pictures of the refrigerator.
No, they go to get liquor. I'm not saying that they hold, but I think they have to leave the county
to go
booze. Buy liquor, because I think he lives in a dry county. Heather, do they have dry counties in Tennessee? I want to say yes.
They probably still do. I bet there are probably sadly dry counties just about everywhere.
I feel like I said previously, but Martha's Vineyard Martha's Vineyard is mostly dry, which is so bizarre because that's where
that's ironic.
That's where like the rich people go and rich people.
It's a vineyard for God's sakes. You think they'd be selling wine?
One would think.
Palpable.
These are things we ponder here at the Q
I
Talk.
missed something with Martha. What?
Martha's Vineyard.
What about it?
It's dry. There are like 6 to 7 different little. It's not a county, obviously. It's tiny little pockets, little towns, little names.
Now we're on dry liquor again.
And they're dry.
Yeah. We never left it. Where did you go for a while?
I don't know.
Welcome back, Al.
I've been watching Psycho, and now I'm falling into fugue states.
Right.
Or not Psycho.
It's a fun word.
The Bates Hotel.
Got it. Okay, it's 7:14. It is the show. It's Q Talk America, and as we are prone to do from time to time, we have a few things we like to call headlines. We'll see how this goes right here on a Tuesday night. And look at some stories that we dug up, we downloaded, and we plagiarized right here on Q Talk America. I may have just shipped my pants.
WWRPD. What would Rosa Parks do?
Boom goes the Anchorman.
You can play. You can play.
A Tennessee woman's April Fool's joke is an epic fail.
DNR, DNA, PTSD, and exposed nuts in a sling.
And Stephen Colbert thanks his Super PAC contributors. This and more bullshit right here on Q Talk. Oh my heaven sakes alive. Doesn't that just doesn't it sound like a cavalcade of intellectual stories right there?
Sure it doesn't.
Well, let's start off with something that I realize in this world of DVRs and skipping commercials, there's some things that you may have missed, especially Al, because I know you watch a lot of like HBO and stuff that doesn't have commercials at all.
Right.
Well,
thank God.
I know you're excited about that. Well, here's what has come to us. In just over a week, Kmart's 30-second "Ship My Pants" spot. Go ahead, say it quickly. "Ship My Pants" has received close to 13 million views online. The viral hit should give the struggling retailer some much-needed buzz. The commercial highlights the store's ship-to-home service, which Kmart launched about a year ago, offering customers free delivery on any item they can't find in the store. If you find it online, they'll ship it to your house. They're absolutely free. Andrew Stein, Kmart's vice president and chief marketing officer, says the company wasn't trying to make a viral ad. The goal was just to create a funny, compelling commercial that promoted the service. About a month ago, the "Ship My Pants" ad ran in a town hall meeting of Kmart employees, and Stein said that everyone loved it. If you have not had the opportunity to hear or see this commercial,
I hesitate to use the word pleasure.
here it is now.
Ship my
Filthy.
pants. Right here? Ship my pants, you're kidding.
You can ship your pants right here.
You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
I just shipped my pants and it's very convenient.
Very convenient.
I just shipped my drawers.
I just shipped my nightie.
I just shipped my bed.
If you can't find what you're looking for in store, we'll find it at Kmart.com right now and ship it to you for free.
Okay.
Well played, Kmart. Well played.
That guy at the end laying in the bed, and he's this old guy, and he sits up, "I just shipped my bed." I mean, it is the...
But when the old woman stands there and goes, "I just shipped my pants,"
nightie.
and it's very convenient. It reminds me of that oops, I crap my
Yeah,
pants.
oops, I crapped my pants.
Yeah. Right.
From
I'm
Saturday Night
wearing
Live.
them,
right.
and I just
Just
did.
That's fantastic.
I thought that was quite funny. So, by the way, I think you can look up "Ship My Pants" on Google, and you'll find the commercial if you have not seen it.
That is very
Absolutely.
Well, a year later,
Dramatic
A
pause.
year later.
A year later.
A year.
and Ted Nugent is still alive.
Oh,
God.
Damn
Is
it. Is it today? Well, just about.
It's just about. It was a week
Uh,
last Monday, wasn't it?
15th, 16th?
Damn it.
Somewhere around tax day.
Yeah, it was like 15th or 16th. And he's still alive, not in jail, and he thinks he's Rosa Parks.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Last year, about this time, Nugent went on the stump campaigning for billionaire Mitt Romney. He said, if you want more of those kinds of evil anti-American people in the Supreme Court, then don't get involved and let Obama take office again. Because I'll tell you this right now, if Barack Obama becomes president in November again, I will either be dead or in jail by this time next year.
We can all hope.
Okay, well, it
Yeah,
didn't happen.
fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
Well, Al will appreciate this. Misogynistic clown is still free to roam the streets and pollute our airways.
Who wrote this article? That's funny.
It is...
Misogynistic clown.
La, la, la. I'll have to get it. It's a blog.
Oh, yeah, it's okay.
I'll get it for you. Anyway, it really is quite funny. He's on the road again with his band, and it's Ted Nugent Black Power 2013.
You are
Jesus
kidding.
Christ.
No. 2013. He named it that in honor, quote unquote, of all the black people in America who who the Democrats, according to Nugent, are destroying. Yes. So he just really, he says that Obama is the clear and present engineer of the destruction of black America.
Oh, God.
And the Democrats have raped and plundered black America forever. So he's back to fix things for the African Americans.
Ted
Good.
Nugent,
If
yes.
there's one guy that's going to do it,
It's Ted
he's the
Nugent.
guy.
Absolutely, because he's Rosa Parks. He compared himself to Rosa. He said, the law forbidding that black lady from sitting on that bus in her choice of seats, she had to at some point go, I've had it. The law is evil. The law is against human rights. Gun laws are against the instinct and the rules of humanity, and it must be changed as quickly as possible.
I can't even.
I mean, he really
I
just,
can't physically even discuss gun laws with people because my head will fucking explode.
He's an activist for the most basic of human rights.
guns, of course. Not the freedom over my own fucking uterus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ted, you and
Yeah.
Rosa Parks, just like the two civil rights leaders, peas in a pod. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not free to mock, ridicule, and laugh at this idiot, because right there is some good comedy.
But
God, I hate him.
What's the one thing? Some fool fucks up an underwear bomb that doesn't go off, or somebody fucks up a shoe bomb that doesn't go off, and we have to take off our shoes for the next 20 years, we can kill as many kids as you want. Nobody wants to check a gun.
Oh my God, yes.
But remember, we talked a couple weeks ago about the knife thing that they took that back. No, the smaller
TSA, which is
the TSA said no. Forget the knife for now.
Yeah.
Little tense.
I don't think
did
they
you
actually.
hear that?
I don't think they actually. Did they actually say that, or did they just? It just kind of just sort of drifted away, and they've not brought it back up.
No, they said they were going to delay it. It was supposed to go into effect.
The delay. You're right.
It was supposed to go into effect yesterday. I think.
I did hear the delay.
And they went, well, maybe not.
And they had everybody with their knives waiting to get on a plane. Like, oh my God, I can bring my knife again.
Yeah. Some people had nunchucks. They had to take those. I don't know, maybe.
Nunchucks. I just picture all the people lining up to punch the woman in an airplane. You know, and then the last guy's got the last guy.
You talking John?
Brass knuckles.
I feel head explosion about that.
That happens.
Yeah, and I try, and I try to because I want to listen to other people's point of view, but then they'll put up that misogynistic clown.
Not that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's just absurd. Well, and the other piece of that with that dumbass is that he's for
dumbass.
Well, exactly. I mean, everything is about that. You know that little thing, that Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
And he's big on really fighting for one of the amendments for sure.
Exactly.
And he clearly likes the first one, and as do I. So okay. Maybe he and I
He's
agree
not
a
so
little
big
bit.
on the first one. He just abuses it.
He abuses it.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. But that second one, he is pretty particular about. And what was it he said in that thing I sent you about saving venison? Or
in a land where we can do some sort of where you can regrow your food. Or it has regenerate venison. Something about where we can kill deer. And eat them, but we can grow more of them, or we can have it's something stupid he said in the audio.
You can go out and shoot and hunt things, and fine, but
pardon me,
that wasn't his point.
Yeah,
he's just an idiot. But now he's apparently completely opposed to. I want to say it's what is it?
Black people?
The Sixth Amendment, something about a fair trial and all that. Just that silly little thing. It's just a tiny little matter. He would like to have the person who was arrested for the Boston bombing, hung in the middle of Boston in public.
Yeah,
just hang him.
Yeah,
but that doesn't go against any rights. These for those basic human rights.
Strangely, I have something about that in my entertainment section.
Okay.
So
it sounds entertaining.
There you go.
It was just a weird. A weird Netflix 4-year wait list, just combining together last night and watching something that just was way too topical. It was almost like disturbing the timing of that part. But next headline.
Okay. Got it.
I've got to fix my champagne problem. So
go ahead and do that. Well, in what might be the funniest fake murder April Fool's failure ever, a Tennessee woman triggered a police response after she attempted to trick her sister into thinking that she had killed her husband.
Okay.
Susan Hudson, 52-year-old woman, lives in Kingsport, Tennessee, told WKPT News what she said to start her April Fool's prank.
I was doing an April Fool's joke. I said, Helen, I shot my husband. I'm cleaning up the mess. Let's go bury him in Blackwater.
Well, now the joke worked really just a little bit too well. However, a relative ended up calling the Kingsport Police Department, and here's what she had to say about that.
And next thing I knew, there was law everywhere. The response was excellent.
That's my favorite. That is my favorite part. The response was excellent.
She sounds like a cross between what's the butter lady? The Southern butter lady.
Paula Deen.
She sounds like a cross between Paula Deen and anybody from the cast of
actually Paula Deen and Patsy.
Patsy's who I thought of.
That's exactly who I thought of.
Because she's very slow in her speech and very that. Yep. Well, officers arrived at Hudson's home and took the prankster into custody, according to the Times News. She was not arrested, however, and her husband later arrived home unharmed. After all was cleared up, she did have a little advice for people trying to pull pranks.
Be careful on the April Fool's jokes.
That I don't care what she did. I like her.
But that first
The response was excellent.
when she says, all of a sudden there was law everywhere. Oh my God.
She's like passing the bag, missing a couple teeth. She's fantastic.
That was just
heavy smoker.
That was so very funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
or
champagne.
certainly had been.
Bury him in Blackwater.
And then she says,
And next thing I knew, there was law everywhere.
It's like Paula Jean.
the response was excellent. That was fucking
Be careful on your April
I,
Fools joke.
I have to thank Marnie. She found that and sent it to me. That was funny stuff. Funny stuff.
Fantastic. Oh, I love that. Well, DNR, DNA, PTSD, and exposed nuts in a sling
I love acronyms.
Came to me, and this is the gentleman you must picture.
Oh,
okay.
mugshots.
He's just as pretty as a picture.
Yeah.
Mugshots
Handsome
say so
gentlemen.
much.
They do.
They really do.
I'm surprised that's not the husband of the woman who just.
It may be. I have not tied all this together.
Mugshots say so much.
Besides, say so much. Thank you, Elton John.
We can't be sued for that,
No,
right?
no.
Okay, good.
As horribly as that was
Get
replicated.
out of my... Oh,
No.
sorry.
Okay, go for it.
So the Department of Natural Resources, not
It's a DNR.
yes,
Oddly, not a do not resuscitate.
because I don't think they would have. I do not think that they would have. They find a man tied to trees, blindfolded, waiting for anonymous sex
Oh.
in suburban Minneapolis.
Had he alerted other people of his whereabouts? Because if you're just gonna do that,
We're not sure.
Okay, well, I just wondered.
Apparently, this happens a lot in this park. I'm not. So they stumbled across this Alan Peterson at this roadside park, and they may need PTSD counseling. They were looking for fishing violations. For
Violators,
violators, right?
Is that what they're calling it now? Fishing?
They were looking for fishing violations when they spotted the 50-year-old Peterson near the shore sitting in a sling. Blindfolded with legs spread.
I thought it was a hammock.
I wanted you to say his legs akimbo.
His legs akimbo. His wrists and ankles were tied to trees. His jean shorts were unzipped to expose his genitals.
Well,
had a girl.
Well, there you have it.
Is there an accomplice in this story?
Not that we're aware of.
Okay.
None have been
A
identified.
lawyer. The lawyer did it.
He
No one's
sounds
been
like he's
identified.
friends with the fucking the couch guy from last week. Like they
That
might
was
be.
Wisconsin. You
It's
never
close.
know.
It's
It's so close. Yep. it
He
could
was
happen.
waiting for the gooey loot, not depositing the gooey loot.
They understandably, these officers wanted nothing to do with this guy, so they called the police. And they found him out of that sling walking on the shore at that point. He
He's like
I
the
think it was like
Houdini.
role-playing. I think,
He's like the Houdini of freaks.
the Slingdini.
Slingdini.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down. That may be the word. That may be what this one's called.
The Slingdini.
The Slingdini.
He told officers he was just relaxing in the sling, and he didn't realize.
Trying to
my
get a
favorite
little
quote,
color on my taint.
He didn't realize his nuts were exposed. Of course, he did not.
I can't see down there.
Lots of anonymous male-on-male sexing goes down in Dayton Port Roadside Park.
So it's
which
like,
I've never heard of, by the way. And I grew up over there.
What town or city?
Minneapolis.
Oh, because there's Canal Park that in the '80s
Mm-hmm.
somebody took the C down, so it said Anal Park for a long time.
Really
and it's a lovely
fantastic.
park to take a walk through because you can end up back by
Really?
the.
Sure.
No, I'm sure it was for a time.
It's a very bendy. It's a very bendy walk.
Yeah, and it goes up to Hunt's Tomb. Like it's really nice. You go along
Somebody take her to the H and made it cunt tomb.
Hunt's Tomb. Yeah, it's funny. But you'd watch a blowjob or two on you watch people fishing, blowing each other, and then there'd be like you'd see all the
it's a
animals.
Sunday morning.
Yeah, but animals from the animals from the zoo are on the other side of the one fence, so you get to see the big mountain goats.
They're on all sides of the fence.
Big mountain goats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch gorillas fuck. That's always exciting.
It's been going on for at least 10 years.
This guy's been in a sling for 10
No,
years.
I don't know about the Slingdini, but
he is definitely going to have some sun on his taint.
those who would. He's got a tan paint. Those wanting sex use signals, like turning on their car lights and rolling their car windows halfway down to show other men they're interested.
Tapping their foot.
Yep.
In a restroom, yes.
Yes.
Airports.
Assuming a wide stance.
Or, sitting spread eagle in a sling with their balls out. Any of those ways might draw attention.
Some
What did you
others.
say? With their balls
With
out?
their balls out.
That's perfect.
Yep, with their
This is
balls
not
out.
a story I thought you would have brought to this table, but
this
I
shit
thank you
makes
for
me
it.
laugh.
God
Yeah.
damn it. I don't, where did you find that? Do you have like a news feed for
I have like a new thing from
Slingdini?
Minnesota and
Slings. Slings and arrows.
Slingdini.com.
Slingdini.
I feel like I want to look that up.
So
Go ahead. See if anybody owns it. If not, I'll buy it.
they oddly found porn in his car.
Very strange.
He later admitted that he used rope found near the sling to tie
He was looking
himself
for
up.
rope is what he was looking
Well,
for.
he was arrested.
Oh.
And it was a misdemeanor.
They didn't have to
indecent
handcuff him. He was
exposure.
already
Well,
captured.
he was like, "What?" Yeah,
Yeah.
it was an easy arrest. He didn't
In the
Resist.
back of
resist.
in the back of the car, we're going to prison. We're going to prison.
Drop the soap. Drop the soap.
Yay.
Can I bring my sling in?
Is there a sling in prison?
There's already one there.
You gotta hope there's got to be some kind of the workout, some place in the workout room
They can
where
figure
the
it out.
sling is part of like
Yes.
some kind of fly.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
He
Like,
can figure it out.
That is gonna be his
Yeah.
favorite spot.
It says, "For God's sake, Alan, get a room." I like it.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
Get a bigger
We don't know
car.
if there was an attorney. Doesn't mention anything about that.
No, he doesn't want an attorney. He wants to go straight to jail. Do
Yeah.
not
He really
pass
does.
go.
Do not
All
pass
about
go.
it.
Do not collect
He's like, I didn't know my
$200.
nuts were out. Let's go. So
Is that a breeze?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
oddly, I feel, my zipper's open.
Oh, was he?
And the nuts are actually hanging out.
My bad.
Right.
Gravity has such effects, and clearly it's warm.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Well, it's been a bad week for news and for anchors all over the country. It's been it's stressful when you're live like we are. You know how sometimes we get stressed out and you don't know what to say, and sometimes things just fall out of your mouth. You insult people or say bad words. Well, we're not regulated like other people, like on CNN.
Oh,
and
is this
other
poor
things.
schmo's first day on the radio?
Well, that's one of them. That's one of them. Okay, so you can say hello to the most disastrous start to a television career and the end of it all in one lovely newscast. AJ Clemente was all ready to make his debut as a weekend news anchor for the NBC station in Bismarck, North Dakota, when for some insane reason he uttered a few choice words right before the camera cut to him, not realizing his mic was open and that he was in the first shot of the news. It goes something like this.
On NBC North Dakota News, your news leader in high definition.
Gay fucking shit.
Good evening, I'm Van Chu. You may have seen our newest report.
Yeah, so good evening, Van Chu. So she is flustered. She's standing right next to him at the news desk, and you can see the look on her face. I posted the link to the video on our Facebook page.
Her eyes were like,
she doesn't know.
They both look like real deer in the headlights.
She doesn't know
Both of them are
where
like-
to go. She knows what he said. She doesn't really realize. I don't even think that his mic was open, but it was completely open.
Well, it doesn't matter if she can hear it. Then they can hear it.
Right.
Like they're not in some kind of a booth. They're sitting
no,
there
they're
having a
standing.
conversation. So.
Right. So I mean, even her mic would pick up what his was saying.
There was no getting around that.
Well, now, and he said in defense of what he said, he was trying to pronounce a word that he didn't know, and so that's where the gay thing came in because there was some
it sounds like gay fucking shit.
Right. So somebody's name was gay. It was a foreign name. He didn't know how to say it, and then
Was
he got
it European?
flustered. It may have been. I'm not sure.
You should tell him about how you get over European blunders.
And to further show that this might not be the best career for this young man, the female anchor then tosses to him with an effort to have him introduce himself to the audience.
Oh no!
How do you do that?
This is where it really goes wrong.
And this doesn't go well either. Not that they're swear words, but it just maybe not the right job choice, sir.
A little bit about yourself, AJ.
Thanks, Van. I'm very excited. I graduated from West Virginia University, and I'm used to, from being from the East Coast.
Okay, well, welcome aboard, AJ.
Fucking shit!
He should have thrown back to a gay fucking shit.
Gay
Would
fucking
have probably been better than that.
No.
He might have been kept that way.
Mr. Clemente is just, he was, they put him on, they suspended him initially, then fired him the next day. And tomorrow morning, he's on the Today Show being interviewed about this. So he went from nothing, graduating from wherever the fuck he just said he's proud to have graduated from.
Yeah, West Virginia, where there's all kinds of coastline.
Yeah. And then he goes to Today, and now he's a viral sensation. So I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Well, I think he's probably going to get a job with CNN.
Well, it could be.
Well, Today's Show, this morning on Today, they were really empathetic, sympathetic for him, and I was laughing, thinking, what if they were to give him a job? But he's just bad. Like, and then maybe you get better, but he is really.
These are his
bad.
first seconds, though. This is his first broadcast ever.
First day. No, I'm just curious.
No, I mean he's very average. He's not bad looking.
Right. So it wasn't oh my god, your looks are gonna astound people.
No, he was so stiff and like. You heard how he stumbled over his. He just couldn't even banter with.
No.
And we're not talking about like intense banter. It was a. Tell us about
where are you from?
Who are you? Couldn't even answer. Like, well, I'm really excited to be here. He's like, I'm happy.
It was like Sarah Palin. What do you read?
Oh my god, it was so.
It was that kind of thing.
Yeah,
watching it was uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable, but no,
but hysterical.
But what a weird setup too. That they're I thought the setup was strange.
I agree.
The standing
I did see
up,
that, but
she
I didn't
even
see
seemed
him.
weird and stiff.
Yeah,
probably because she.
I know that sounds stupid.
Shit.
I was able to click on it just real quick because I was trying to find. Good feeds to go with the other stuff. So I was like, what? And they almost beeped.
Beeped they did on the one that I watched. They beeped it out. So I'm like, well, why tell me that someone swears if you're just going to beep it out?
No, but if you go online, the link that I posted on our Facebook page, it's where it doesn't bleep anything. It's a live shot. Because I wasn't
looking at him. I was just kind of listening to try to figure out. But I saw him standing there, and I thought that was weird.
Yeah, but it's so funny the timing of it. Like literally, it's the voiceover with it's the news at 5, blah blah blah. And, okay, fucking shit. Just goes right into it. Like, oh my. Well,
and all I saw was him looking down the whole time. Like he wasn't aware that there might have been a camera.
It's like he didn't have the earpiece in to hear that they had started.
They're going live.
He missed.
But I'm not sure that he even knew where he was.
No.
I mean, because he certainly didn't know where he was from.
He didn't look like it. So, now, coming from an NBC affiliate in Missouri, where we did a lot of the weekend crew is your B crew. Clearly, I mean that's what they're there for, because you got your 6 and 10 anchors who do Monday through Friday, who don't do weekends, and you get every director, producer, and anchor at that desk. We used to joke about it, and Sherry Sanders is still a friend of mine on Facebook, and I worked with her, and it was always. We would have she called them live abortions.
I remember you saying that.
Like the teleprompter would get screwed up, the camera shot would be off, somebody would walk away from a camera and the cameras would start to move on their own, and all of a sudden you'd be shooting the cooking set of the noon show.
So and they come running in.
So I remember several times Sherry.
You got to get a caller from home to be like, Bob's asleep behind the camera again.
Could you pull camera 2 in a little bit?
We got a good response from Bob.
So I remember at the end of several newscasts, Sherry would run into the master control where we all were, and she fucking coat hangers were flying everywhere. Live abortion.
That's funny.
She used to do that all the time. So
that's a good term.
So this poor gentleman was coming
live abortion
straight out of broadcast school, and where they do on camera stuff all the time. Yeah, so it wasn't his first time in front of a camera or a mic.
I'm wondering how he passed
and it wasn't like it was a big market. It's in North fucking Dakota, for God's sake.
4 people.
We have more listeners.
Well, not to be outdone. Now this poor bastard had some issues.
Yeah, what can you become?
Please tell me you have the other one.
No,
oh no, I didn't know there was another one.
I've loved her for years, and we've all seen her. Poor Candy, Susan Candiotti on CNN.
Oh,
she's had a bad couple weeks now. Marnie, why don't you go with the first one that I don't have audio for?
There was when I saw the one that he does have audio for, I thought, well, that's terrifying.
Is that the one from the Daily Show last night?
Actually,
everybody covered it last night.
And it was one of those where I thought, are you kidding? And so then I went to look for it on YouTube. Well, it wasn't there, and so they had this other live abortion. Was it called?
Well, I guess that was what I would call it.
I guess it would be.
She used words that just should never ever
not
be.
Okay. And does it in such a manner that it just very calm and very her delivery is very It really is quite wonderful, and she means it, and she's kind about it, and she says, "Please excuse my language, but this is how it reads: blah blah blah, effing
N-word."
Effing N-word.
Like she literally said it live on the air.
And I don't know why I'm saying effing. I think I got caught up in the N-word.
Right.
But, fucking N-word.
Wait, but she's
on
said
air.
the N-word?
Yes.
On air. Twice.
She did it twice.
That is just unforgivable.
She's referring to, I think she was referring to either a Facebook post or something. Somebody was ranting about something. This was close to Tulsa, if I'm not mistaken. And she literally said, she's holding copy and she says, forgive me for
my language
or whatever it says. But she reads it and just boom, effing in and boom. And I'm like,
and I don't remember if she had her fucking N-word.
Yeah.
Let me say again.
Yeah. for those of you that might have missed it.
Right. Excuse my language.
I could not bring myself to play that audio clip because I don't think that ever needs to be done. It's funny to watch. It's interesting to watch, to see, because you're like, she said what? And to think that CNN actually let that, Ted Turner, if he were dead, would have rolled over in his grave. Because that's certainly not what he ever wanted that network to be.
How in the world do you not, Wolf Blitzer's a little slow on that punch these days, but for the love of God, how does he not go, well, we're going to break in here and we're going to go to Anderson Cooper,
but when
you're gay.
But when you're live, they are on a little bit of a delay. Sure. Not much. They're on a little bit. I was surprised somebody didn't.
I'm not sure when that one was.
They make a choice to go on delay because they did it last...
last week.
That's another part of my entertainment thing. Yeah. There was a little part last week where they were like, we're going to go to a delay. Yep. We don't normally do this, but we will do it now. Yep.
Because we don't know what's going to happen.
We don't know what we're about to watch.
Or what Susan Candiotti might
say. I don't think they started doing it. Oh, no. Fox could have done it, and they didn't.
For that shooting.
The shooting, and that's when people became aware that they could have. Yeah,
there was a 7-second delay, and they had dumped out of that, and then you would hear the guy screaming, go to break, to get him off of the live shot of the guy who killed himself.
Oh, wait, that's on Fox, right?
That was Fox.
That was something totally
different. But that's when it kind of came around that they did have a delay they could use, because they didn't talk about it. They wanted to be like breaking news, like 2 hours later, and they're still playing. All that breaking news thing means is top of the hour.
Right. Yeah. But then she redeemed herself a little bit.
She kind of did. No. Well, they moved her. They moved her from Tulsa, Oklahoma, to Massachusetts to help cover the bombing.
This is funny.
And if for those of you who don't know why all these reporters were in Boston, there were a couple bomb attacks during apparently a marathon. And
I think it was the Boston one.
So Boston, yeah. So they all descended on these little quaint towns in the area, suburbs around Boston to cover these things. And Wolf Blitzer tossed over to little Candiotti to find out what.
I have to do one more thing before you say that.
What?
Not only that, but the night before in Watertown on that street where she was standing, there was a shootout with a bomb. Right behind her.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
The joke's not about that. It's the fact where she's standing
is where it was.
Still has the stain on the street
from the brother's
shootout.
Right. So,
I knew it was in Watertown. I didn't know it was right there.
Right there.
So let's listen to this lovely handoff from Wolf Blitzer on CNN to Sandy Candiotti.
Update our viewers on the latest information you're getting.
Wolf, I've never seen anything like it before. Being in Watertown right now, the streets are empty. It's eerie. It's as though a bomb had dropped somewhere and the streets are clear. When you drive from...
Do you think?
I can't believe.
I don't know.
I would love to have seen the control room and watched the producer go.
And it
just what the fuck did she say?
It's like when someone has a heart attack and you're like, oh my God, I almost had a heart attack. Like, stop. That's the only thing you think of.
Right. That was
the best part was when Stephen Colbert last night was like, sweetie, that's not a metaphor. A bomb went off.
That's what I was trying to send you.
Right there on the street.
I couldn't get it to you.
God, Jon Stewart had a field day. And you know this woman, not only did she feel bad, probably about 30 seconds after she said it.
Yeah, but she didn't. There was nothing. I kept waiting for something to just go like.
No, they don't. She's really good. She's really good at staying composed. But you know, the minute they went off her, she was like, "What the fuck did I say?
Oh no, I'm a fucking N-word." I mean, really,
right? Because she was probably thinking it was more sensitive when I used the N-word than what I just said in front of these bombing victims.
I was serving one time in high school. I used to serve food at a homeless shelter, and I remember, and I was just clueless and idiotic.
I'm scared where this is
okay, and so they're at a homeless shelter, and they don't have food. So I'm standing behind the service line, and my best girlfriend shows up a little late, and I go, oh my God, girl, how was your day? And she was like, I'm good. I didn't eat dinner. I'm like, I know, I'm fucking starving. And I look out. I want to go home. I know. And I'm wearing like my cute little guest t-shirt. And I'm like,
I'm not starving.
I'm actually not starving at all.
I'm really not hungry.
I have plenty of food at my house. Big house. Lots of heat.
Lots of doors and windows.
I mean, it was like a real had to excuse myself moment.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. What I thought you were going to say was, like, it was time for the shelter to close. Like, okay, everybody go home.
I probably would have.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Don't let the door to your house hit you in the... Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
How's that
You'll be okay.
David Packman went after her like... She has been crucified, and it's
Sandy Cadiotti.
Oh, she has been.
CNN standing behind her?
Oh, of course. And the funny thing was, with all the mistakes last week that everybody made, Robert Murdoch is the worst, though. As much as everybody's getting
King
shit,
said that people were arrested,
but everybody did. That came from the AP.
They were the first ones.
No, it was from AP. AP did it first. They're just not on TV.
They were the first ones that did it.
It came from the AP wire, but they're not. So I mean, but still, a big, huge mistake because they didn't vet it and all that stuff.
Right.
But then Robert Murdoch, Faw News, as I like to call them, he runs the New York Post, and he put a picture of two college kids
I heard
on
this.
the cover that weren't the two. They just had backpacks.
Yeah, I heard this.
And they were dark-skinned. Which that's what John's.
Oh,
there
were four people that they named. They'll never. I mean,
I actually saw John King live say that they were and he's like, "Well, forget my that. This is what the wire says. Dark-skinned suspects." And I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be good."
So yucky and hateful.
It really was, and that's.
I thought they might put Sanjay Gupta up there, but they didn't.
Right.
I mean.
He's dark skin. He has dark skin.
On the Mindy show, when she was on the Mindy Project, when she goes, "Oh, is it because I'm exotic and brown?" She's like, "I'm not exotic. There's a billion of us."
There's a billion of us.
And it was just priceless. But he kept saying dark skinned, and I was like, Stop saying that.
Well,
stop.
at first when all of that...
And then the best part, did you watch the Daily Show last night?
I didn't.
They're so Caucasian. They're from Caucasia. That was my favorite joke.
Awesome.
Because they really are from Caucasia.
Close. When I first saw them, because I had made a comment about the fact that, everybody was going to the fact of, Muslim, and it has to be this, and it has to be a certain color, a certain skin color, all the...
A burqa.
Right, exactly. Right. And I sat there and I just, every single time something happens, obviously not to that degree because that is not often, but the idea that I'm like, wait, where's the white guy in this?
Yeah, we
always think about Timothy McVeigh.
Yeah.
I automatically, after Oklahoma City, and oddly, the timing of it with Oklahoma City
right around Oklahoma City and Waco.
And Columbine.
Well, so many things happen on the anniversaries of, so April's a busy month.
Well, specifically that week, that's the week of Waco, that's the week of
Oklahoma City and
Columbine are all...
Right
I think Columbine is
the 9th
today.
Is it?
I don't know. This is
yesterday.
The 20th.
No, the 20th.
It's around here.
No, it was the 20th. Right, it was Hitler's birthday. Is the 420 is the big thing.
Hitler's birthday.
I know. Well, and Barbara Streisand.
Because it's 420.
Everyone, it's 420.
I didn't realize that. That's interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, I just thought that was interesting.
Everyone knows Hitler's
always
birthday.
Jump to that place, but there was something that I saw on Facebook that is going around. First, I saw it from Luisa Valdez. She had it on there, and I just think it's brilliant. And then Landon had it on as well, where it shows the bomber that was just caught. The terrorist,
the young
if
one.
you will, the young one.
Right.
Number two.
Number two, the white hat.
The white hat, right.
And then underneath it, it shows all of the white people that have been...
Oh, I saw that.
I think it's brilliant.
Oh my God.
I just think it's brilliant.
It's disgusting.
I saw that.
Because
it is disgusting, but people have to be able to look at that and say...
No,
No,
I'm not saying that. I think it's horrible that, it's that some people are using this as a totally... They're politicizing it, which... I said last week, and it happens all the time with something like this,
right.
from both sides. But that people are saying we have to stop allowing people to become, legal citizens of the United States. This man was legal last year, and now look what he did. And then that's what that picture illustrates.
And he was.
Exactly.
All of these other mass, casualty, big horrible things. We're all born and raised.
Yeah, and he's
right here,
he was
homegrown,
naturalized on September 11th
of last year. Yeah,
of last year.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing, and one of the reporters came on, because I don't know if you knew this, but because of the in and out, they were using some people, they were using some people in their coverage on CNN because they lived in Boston and they couldn't get anyone else because of the travel restrictions.
Okay.
And if you weren't already there when it all went to shit. So a lot of those people were like, well, I live over there. And the one reporter was at his house.
Right, and he heard it on the scanner.
And he went out and through the back alley, and they're like, "Oh, you're in the fire zone." Like he was literally standing between the boat and the cops, and the cops were like, "Can you get back?" And he had a camera.
Is this the guy
and
from the Today Show?
No, and from CNN.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Because he lived a couple blocks down. So he went through and like, sir, and they have it on camera because he was, of course, he kept filming.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Oh, and
I'm on top of the story.
Oh, my God. This is not the point, but I have to bring this up, too, because I have so many thoughts in my head. Miguel Marquez, who I love. Friend of mine. He was at the moment of silence in what's the big square in Boston?
Oh, I have no idea.
Tiananmen?
Copley.
No. Anyways, whatever the big square is, and it's one of the most populated, one of the busiest parts of Boston.
Heritage Square.
Something like that. And he's like, and we're having a moment of silence. And right now, everyone around me in this busy... Miguel, shut up!
It's a moment of silence.
It's a moment of silence. And he kept talking as he was doing his iPhone. And I'm like, stop talking. Please don't let me make fun of you on the show. And he did. He talked for a good 20 seconds of the moment of silence.
Okay.
This is a moment of silence. Yeah, we got that.
Yeah. Because everybody else is quiet right now. Because I don't hear anybody but you.
Oh, now I remember, because the last thing on this was the one guy was local, and he was like, you have to stop saying dark skinned. And he said this right to John King. And John King was like, I know, but it was the detail they gave me. He's like, that was the thing that I got one detail and that was it. And he's like, well, you have to stop saying that. He's like, this is Boston. And 20 years ago, maybe a little less, the guy that killed his wife and then said that a black man had hijacked his car. And then the black man kind of got like lynched and all those things went wrong where they captured
remember
the
Susan Smith doing that.
No, with her kids, right? That's when the drummer. No, this was a very famous. It was a yuppie man, and he blamed a black guy, and there was this whole racial tension in the city because he said a black man did it. And they're like, you can't do that. Like, we're just getting over things here. Like, stop saying that. And John King finally was like, I'll try not to ever. Yeah, it's not a descriptor.
Right.
It's not a descriptor. Like, it's not a white nation where this one black person's going to walk by.
Right.
And everyone's going to go, him!
Right.
Yeah. I just on an odd little note, I did call Gina, my ex-girlfriend, and tell her to not wear a white hat backwards. And I can bring in picture proof.
Look just like her.
Oh my God. Really? I'm watching, like I'm working and CNN is on and, whatever. And then they say, we've located or identified these two suspects, blah, blah, blah. And I'm typing away. I look up and I went, oh my God. And it looked, granted, you had to do all kinds of things. Like it was her in 1997 and her hair was but I have a picture of her that looks just like that. And I said, first of all, I sent her a text and I said, throw out the white hats. Don't wear them backwards if you got them. And were you in Minnesota? And were you in Massachusetts? Right. And she calls me right away. You're an asshole. I'm not a terrorist. I was like, I didn't say anything. Is anybody listening? But surely.
Is there anyone on the line? She might be a terrorist.
I don't know that for a fact. That's why I didn't call the hotline.
I just want to say really briefly about this. Again, I know we're not taking it to here, but I feel bad in a very strange way for the younger brother a little bit. Like, not what he did. And I also think that, I hate that he was able to commit this horrible act and that he's going, I know it's part of the Bill of Rights and I get that he gets a fair trial, but I cannot bring myself to say that I agree with Ted Nugent. I can never do that. But I don't think it's fair. None of the rest of these people got a fair trial or anything fair.
Right, but that's any murder. Like
I know. I hate it. I hate it.
But you have to have faith in our justice system.
It makes me.
If you don't, then we just go to lynchings. And anybody that's in the wrong place at the wrong time and looks suspicious on a camera, we're just going to take to the public square and hang them.
You're totally right.
You have to have faith. They have to build the case.
That was one of my biggest issues.
And they haven't even put.
You're super right.
They haven't charged him with anything yet. If you noticed, it was like
because they didn't know if it was going to be federal or if it was going to be state. Right. And the biggest thing for me, because I didn't know this, because when they captured him, the big deal was, now will they give him his Miranda warnings? Will they Miranda? And I thought, why are you having this fucking discussion? Like, he's an American citizen,
right?
Naturalized or otherwise. September 11th, 2012. He's a citizen. So why is this a discussion? Well, then I figured, they're just going to do it. Next day, we were up in Prescott on Saturday, And a friend of ours said that she was just infuriated about it, and that they weren't, and they never gave him his right. And I was horrified. And I thought, are you fucking kidding me?
Right, and that's part of my entertainment section that's coming up.
Yeah.
But the
you're doing very well at teasing this entertainment section.
I'm
enjoying that.
The enemy combatant state would end. Like there's a way that they could do it where they could call him an enemy combatant, which would be like a time of conflict, a time of war. We can hold somebody until the threat is over of the confrontation. It's how they keep people in prisons.
Right,
Guantanamo?
without having charges.
Or go back to when we were the good guys and we put all the Japanese in internment camps. They could have been like enemy combatants, and you wait till the thing is over. So when the police commissioner said, or the mayor said, all clear, the threat is over, all of a sudden that option was gone to call it enemy combatant because they just said it was all clear. There's no more combat.
Sure.
So then it went to like public safety. Like we can't read him his rights because we need to tell him and say you can, without like anything you can say can be held against you.
Right.
We can't do that yet. First tell us where other bombs are. We don't want you to worry about being convicted of these bombs. If you tell us where they are, we can't hold it against you.
Mm-hmm.
You can't lawyer up and then blow up people later.
Okay.
We can all just, it's meant to be on a very civilized manner of like, this won't be held against you, we won't use it, but tell us where the bombs are, tell us where there's more weapons, tell us who else is involved, if there's any imminent danger. Right. And then once that's over with, then they did it. Then they did do the Miranda rights, but it's a public safety
and then
thing.
they charged him with weapons of mass destruction resulting in death.
Well, okay, so
but that's only from the part in Watertown. I think they're still waiting on like the Cambridge.
piece.
I think they're waiting on all the other pieces till they have evidence.
Well, in addition to which, I appreciate you saying that because I've been thinking very, very isolated about this one incident, thinking fuck that guy and let's just kill him. But you're absolutely right, and it's something that I hadn't thought of. Because I've just don't give this a ton of thought, but when all of that's been happening, I'm like, oh, he shouldn't deserve fairness because the people that were injured didn't. But you're right. But the other piece, though, on the same way that I'm saying, fuck him, we should, hang him. I'm also feeling a little bit sorry for him, and not sorry for him, but sad for the way that his life went about.
Is now done.
Because I don't feel like, without knowing him at all, I don't feel like this was him. I feel like it was the older brother. Does that make sense? Like when they've interviewed all of the younger brother's friends,
he supposedly set the backpack down. I don't know. You make a conscious choice.
Yeah. He set the backpack down in front of by the 8-year-old.
But I just feel like he had become
and he was
more
walking
Americanized.
behind the brother, and he didn't look forced. Like he didn't.
He wasn't forced. You're right.
And I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I'm just in my head.
Is there an influence of an older brother?
I still feel like it was a really. I feel like all of the reports that have been coming out from his friends
that's what it comes down to.
Are the younger brother was able to assimilate really well into American culture. The older brother was clearly not able to do that as well. So the younger brother's there, but they all said that he idolized his older brother. So the older brother goes to Russia for 6 months, is obviously, brainwashed or whatever, feeling really strongly about the religious. I just feel like he pushed it on the young kid who had a really promising future. It just makes me feel sad for where he is today.
Yeah, it's over. No matter.
Well, that's unfortunate that he's where he is. But we send these same age boys off to war to fight, and they can buy cigarettes and they can do this and they can heard that.
And allegedly, it's all from the internet. Allegedly, because now he's
they
talking.
learned how to make the bomb from the internet. Yeah. They're not even releasing. I haven't yet heard them release the name. I saw a battery, but they haven't released the name of the pressure cooker.
Well, and by the way, on an odd little late note. Stupidly, the St. Paul Pioneer Press in Minnesota,
God bless you,
put a story about the bombing, and then underneath it was an advertisement for pressure cookers.
No, come on,
shut up.
That's fucked up. And nobody caught that. Nobody saw that. So
and now they're saying that it's just the two of them. We've had all these bombing things. We had the guy with the underwear, the guy with the shoe, the guy with the New York subway, the guy outside of the Lion King theater. None of those bombs went off. Most of these bombings are not. They don't work.
Right.
Then you have a 19-year-old kid who's, as everyone is saying, is this darling person that no one can believe that it's the same person, who didn't talk about his brother very much, and this older brother who went to Russia for some strange reason. They're all of a sudden in a Quentin Tarantino movie. Like I was asking my friend today who's in the military. I'm like, People that don't have guns with no registered weapons and no history of guns, like they don't have guns. You have to register in Massachusetts. How are these guys holding gunfire with cops?
Yeah,
and
like
holding
massive,
fire,
like throwing bombs at police officers.
And then from the boat,
strapped on them.
there was an interesting point in the Daily, I think it was Daily Show or Colbert Report, where they show the video of the gunfire outside the boat. And they cut back, and I can't remember which of the two anchors goes, even Quentin Tarantino would have been like, that's a little much.
Yeah.
Like, that's an unrealistic amount of gunfire for one
Django
guy.
Unchain this boat.
For one 19-year-old guy in a boat. So what I'm thinking of,
this is crazy.
There's
Boat Unchained.
There's training involved. Someone trained them with.
Yes.
Someone trained them how to use weapons.
It's the older brother. He was.
No.
I think.
But he has no registered weapon either. So
I know, but he was all up in Russia, hanging out with.
Yeah, but only.
So then there's my head goes to there, and then I go fucking lynch him.
Yeah, but for 6
God,
months. So
I never want to piss Katie off because she's just gonna fucking lynch somebody.
She's gonna kill people right before they complex. So that was my constant question with that. And I asked my friend that he's from the military, works with guns. I'm like, don't most people just suck at guns? And he's like, yes. He's like,
do.
But he said
shooting
every
range,
city.
and I really.
He said the reason in inner cities that the people that are shooting kill the people on the side is because they can never hit what they're fucking aiming for.
Yeah.
So it's a gun battle and a 4-year-old dies. That's how it always.
40 shots rang out, 40 people fell. The killer and the petty missed each other, but they shot that town to hell.
Yeah, no.
Remember that?
So and he.
Oh my God, what is that? It sounds like a good song.
It's a song. It's Cow Patty, Jim Stafford. It's a funny thing. It is 8 o'clock. We're coming up at the end of hour 1, beginning of hour 2. More headlines are coming up. Plus, Al has teased you for this first hour. Entertainment is coming up soon. The drinking word plus a drinking disclaimer where you have every single right to drink along with us. It's the show. It's Q Talk America. We'll be back in just moments right here.
You've been listening to the show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Oh my God, holy crap, we're back. It's 8:01. It's a Tuesday night. You're in studio with the show. It's Clayton McKee, Katie June, Marnie Ryer, and Al Perkins.
With delicious champagne.
What is it you are drinking?
Al.
We're celebrating our 1-year anniversary of being on the air on Q Talk.
And now I'm going to butcher this because I usually go to Google Translate or Google Pronounce or whatever it's called.
Okay.
They have to do it. It's de Margerie Abouzi.
Well, I think, wow, that's very good for you.
How do you spell it? D-E.
DEMARGERIE. I'll do it myself, or I'll hand you the bottle. But this is a vintage 2006 Grand Cru. This is as fucking fancy as it gets.
It tastes ridiculous.
I poured that shit back into that bottle. Can I have a little? Just a little. I'm not a big champagne person.
But this will tell you why drinking that is offensive to most.
Because I'm going to go back to Crown and Diet in a minute.
A little taste?
A little bit. Little.
Anywho, it's the beginning of hour 2. We are in the middle of our headline segment. We have so much to talk about. Also, entertainment headlines are coming up with Al Perkins, and I'm going to bet Katie may have some sports things based on some things that have happened this past week.
Oh, I do. I have a sports one.
Oh, you do?
I've been busy.
All the lesbians,
getting ready.
The lesbians in the room all have sports headlines.
I do too. That's what he's referring to.
I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure.
I figured you were lesbian number 2 in this story
I'm
because of the white hat.
Not on backwards.
Not on backwards. No.
Exactly.
Also, don't forget, you can join us in the chat room. You can watch us live on our streaming video, or you can listen to us on the audio-only portion. Obviously, if you are catching us on the podcast, downloading us later, we thank you for doing so. You help spread the word of our show, and we do come to you each and every week from 7 to 10 right here on Q Talk America. Let's continue on with our headline segment if we can. Marnie, you had the next one coming up. Go ahead.
I do. You can play. Really exciting. Who thought who in here truly, Clayton, I'm not asking you.
Sports related? Right. Thank you. All right.
But who'd have thunk it that the NHL, National Hockey League, would be the first to kind of step forward against homophobia and just accepting gay players.
You never know. Very international, so you never know with them.
That's true, and I hadn't thought about it that way.
They're crazy fucking foreigners.
God bless them.
They've been hit in the head.
Canada,
too.
Yeah, they've been hit in the head. Not a tooth amongst them.
Not
a full set.
No, not a full set. But it's this whole thing. There's Patrick Burke calls it casual. It was called casual homophobia in hockey, jocular language that was used in the locker room, etc., and how offensive it can be as the gay slurs for comedic effect. So basically, his brother, who is, forgive me, Brendan Burke, who had come out publicly in 2009. It was 2 years after he had told his father, who is Brian Burke. So we're going through all the Burkes here.
Mr. Burke.
Patrick Burke is the for the Philadelphia Flyers recruiter, and Brian Burke is the GM for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So big hockey family.
Parents are proud.
And Brendan Burke had told his dad 2 years before. It sparked a widespread conversation within his family about the issue of sports, and turned Brian Burke, the dad, into the who was a gruff, no nonsense kind of guy, into the leading voice for acceptance in the NHL. Wow. In February of 2010, this would have November of 2009, he came out publicly. In February 2010, he died suddenly and tragically in a car accident in Indiana. This Brendan
The
Burke.
younger.
Right. Too
many B's.
And Patrick, who is his brother, did a heartfelt tribute in Outsports. And he basically came up with something that stuck, and it's, if you can play, you can play.
And we have the audio from that public service announcement right here, and we will play it in its entirety. It is about a minute long, so stand by for that.
We stand together,
shoulder to shoulder,
with purpose and in solidarity.
We are teammates.
We are friends.
We are family.
We play with integrity.
We honor diversity. We respect all athletes.
If you can train, you can train.
If you can coach, you can coach.
And if you can play, you can play.
If you can play, you can play.
Si tu peux jouer, tu peux jouer. If you can play,
you can play.
You can play. You can play.
You can check them out at youcanplayproject.org. You can Google that as well and find the video to see what the players were actually doing in that video. But I thought that was fantastic.
What a great
like
message.
Tears a little bit.
Oh yeah,
what a great message.
It's awesome.
The first time I watched it, it was the Eastern. It's the EHCL, the Eastern Hockey Conference League or something, and those are the guys that then go up to the NHL. And it's, I hope I'm saying that right. And
like a farm league.
Right.
Okay.
And it's, so the guys who did that are from San Francisco. And I sat there and watched it, and so I saw it on CNN first. And it wasn't that. That's that clip. It was just people coming up saying, if you can play, and this and that. And I thought, well, that's kind of boring. But cool. I mean, it's cool, but it didn't, tug at you at all. And so when I went online to the website, all of a sudden I see this thing for San Francisco, and I click on it, and here are these guys. And I grew up in Minnesota, where hockey is a big deal, and just knowing a lot of the guys that I can't fathom, truly.
Right.
At that time especially, I mean high school and college, being that open and not like, whatever, if you can play, you can play.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be.
Exactly.
And I sat there, and I'm with you, Katie. Tears were just kind of running out of my eyes, and I had goosebumps.
Yeah, that's
and I put it on my
so
Facebook
good to hear.
page, and nothing, like not one person like.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
No, and I'm just saying, like, it was just wild to me, because I thought, oh my God, I'm going to put this up, and people are going to be like, that is so cool. And nothing, and I thought, oh my God.
We can always pay that $1 to promote it. Have you seen that? If you pay $7, it'll make it first on everybody's page.
Oh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna tag onto that, because with the sports story, the NFL's first openly gay player could be Middle Tennessee State kicker Alan Gendreau. He is the first openly gay male in a major American team sport. May not be a veteran player who has been shielding his sexuality from the public. but it could be a groundbreaking athlete who makes sports history. He could make history. An easygoing but deeply religious place kicker who has been openly gay to family and friends since he was 15 years old. He's going to do his tryouts, it sounds like this week. And I was thinking, as I was reading, this is a different version of the story than I read earlier. I read a big, long 2-page thing on him, that he sounded like he should have been considered earlier, and maybe he held himself back.
That's what I read.
And he didn't go for it because, and I want to say, there was no way to hide he was gay. He'd been out for too long. Too many friends knew it. There was too many public expressions of his homosexuality. There was no way to drag himself back in the closet.
And he didn't have an agent, and he was young, and he didn't really know how to get one. And
so it sounds like he just stayed. I mean, how are you this good? In college
and not have
football.
A contract already.
Well, not have a contract, but not know how the system works. Like there's enough people around to get in touch with to find out you don't have an agent. What are you doing? You're good at this.
Right.
You're deeply religious.
Or that an agent wouldn't be coming to find him.
Right.
I mean, interesting that they call him gay and deeply religious. I mean, it's just interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because it can happen. Like, Christians don't have to be awful.
Well,
they just choose to be.
He was kicked out of his church, and he said it was that it was a very difficult thing because he had grown up in his church. You know, he was baptized there and this and that, and he was a part of this community and a part of this church deeply. And the pastor found out. A friend of his told him he had brought a boyfriend, I think, to something, and a friend told the pastor. And the pastor was like, you're out of the church. And he was like, what? Wait, how do you do that?
And so that's that. And I was thinking there must be all kinds of stories because the piece that I wrote just read about was just his stats and how good he was and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, there's some reason why he can't sneak his way into an NFL team.
Yeah. We'll have more sports coming up with entertainment in just a minute. We're going to wrap up our actual headline segment before we get into our drinking word with this little story, just because I like to end on a comedic and high note. Even after all of the things that the one and only Stephen Colbert has said about Muslims, he was recently inspired by the outpouring of funding from members of that particular faith. Here's an audio clip from the Colbert Report showing the acknowledgement of a recent donation.
Colbert Super PAC is all about building bridges, and that is why I was truly gratified recently to see that even after the things I've said about Muslims, I received a contribution from Arab American viewer Suck Madik. I trust I'm pronouncing that correctly. You've made your parents proud. Your father, Lika Madik, and your mother, who still goes by her maiden name, Munch Makuchi.
Oh my God! I thought when Marnie sent me that today, you got Suka Madik, Lika Madik,
and Muncha
Makuchi. Oh my God! And that's an edited version of the audio, and I believe I put that on our Facebook page as well.
No, you didn't.
But when
I
you watch
that today.
When you watch him try to get through that, he's laughing so hard.
Yeah.
It is so fucking funny.
And that's what I mean. It's kind of like, again, going back to Al trying to read that fucking menu.
Oh, that menu. That was so funny.
Same concept where they're just laughing so hard, and you can't not laugh with them. I was crying.
That was very funny stuff. Very funny stuff. All right, I'm pretty sure Al's got it all ready to go. It's our drinking. We're coming up. It's 8:12 on what is this, Tuesday? Yeah, it's still Tuesday. Weird. I got to figure out where the hell's the overlay for this goddamn thing. I got to find it. There it is. Stand by. Here we go. Coming up in just moments. Our drinking game starts now.
And now, a drink along. We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom. And that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck. Good luck.
Well, in order of our 1 year anniversary, I had to go back to my favorite word ever.
What?
Not word, but phrase. Excuse my beauty. Excuse my beauty.
All right, I feel like I need to catch up on Excuse My Beauty.
It was something that Buddy fit into a story, and we just couldn't stop saying
It was very, very funny.
Is it a drag queen that says it?
Yes, it actually was on Cops. It's a tranny from Albuquerque who gets stopped, and she's just in all kinds of attitude with the cop about this, and apparently she's doing some sort of a prostitution thing as well. And you have to Google "Excuse My Beauty" and you'll see it. And then all of a sudden she's talking to the cop, and he makes some comment about her hook, and she goes, "Excuse my beauty, I won't prostitute no more." It's fucking hilarious. You've got
when you Google "cops excuse my beauty" comes up underneath
a lot, right? Okay,
and then imagine Mr. Early going through.
We have our drinking word or phrase, which is "Excuse my beauty," which I'm sure in the next hour and a half you'll hear a lot of. And this time I think we're ready to kick off as Al takes a drink of his champagne. It's entertainment time.
Well, excuse my beauty. Reese Witherspoon gets arrested for disorderly conduct and proves she's just as big a cunt as anybody else out there. Glee gets a two-year renewal.
That's a shocker.
Smash clings to life, but it's actually getting better. Matthew McConaughey has a new movie release because it's buy one Matthew McConaughey going free. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Darren Criss solo tour, and Ryan Lochte.
And also sports with Katie Jr. Actually, I have a sports open, so we'll have to use that in a minute too.
I need to come up with some more sports then, because I have a thing to say.
Yeah, we got to get you to get it on the headline. Headline
I have a bunch, and there's stuff coming up. So
it's a dead week because the NFL draft is coming up, so everything's kind of like we're all in limbo.
Yeah.
But Ryan, excuse my beauty, Ryan.
I'm gonna make a drink so I can catch up.
Oh my
Who
God.
is pre-opening his mouth, pre-words.
I can't see it anymore.
Pre-speaking,
I can't see it.
No, it's really hard. But pre-words was gorgeous.
Yeah, in the pool,
really
pretty,
sexy, good body. And now?
And I think him swimming to London wasn't a commercial for something. It was a documentary because he didn't understand how planes work. Because this fucker is stupid.
He got too much water.
He's like, I'll see you guys there in a few weeks. I'll be there.
I got to swim there, right?
Around me. I'm the fastest ever.
No, he is literally no longer attractive. That is a true story.
And you can't see it.
He's a fucking brick.
So now,
God, I wish we had the audio.
I'm sad that Clayton didn't see it.
He can look it up.
If you haven't seen it,
I can send it to you.
And it's somewhere really embarrassing. Like they should have been embarrassed for themselves because they're in Philadelphia. Was it Philadelphia? It was a Fox affiliate in Philadelphia. I want to say.
I saw snippets of it
because I love alliteration. God. So they are interviewing Ryan Lochte about his new reality show, and they ask him,
which makes Honey Boo Boo look smart.
Oh my God, Honey Boo Boo looks like a Mensa fucking convention hosted by Sarah Palin as a Rhodes Scholar. This is the dumbest person I have ever.
God, he is bad.
How can he draw a breath?
I don't know.
So, anyways, they ask him what line would have to be used to get your attention, and he. Okay, next question.
Before he got me onto that, he goes, I mean, if you're a man at the night, you have to be a man
in the morning.
And the guy's like, next question.
Okay, so what do you need me to look up?
Okay, if you can Google Ryan Lochte news anchors mock Ryan Lochte or Ryan Lochte news blooper.
Oh, but at this point, just let them find it at home. And seriously, Google it. You will have the best time.
And the other piece is, so basically they interview him. The anchors go crazy because they are just hysterical. So the best part is afterwards when the male news anchor goes, I mean, through tears and laughter. I mean, how are they going to piece together even 22 minutes?
Let alone 12 weeks on this guy.
Okay, so I just found one of them says Ryan Lochte is terrible at interviews. I think that's a nice headline.
Oh, yeah.
That's literally the nicest thing you could possibly say.
But the interview is just horrible. And the interview is one of those things that's so cringeworthy you can't stand it. It's afterwards when they're obviously on commercial, and he they lose their mind. She can't stop laughing, and she keeps calling him cute. But then she starts making fun of his clothes.
And
She's
the
like,
best
"Did you see
is,
that
like,
plaid shirt?"
She's got that like giggle when you have that laugh when like you'll have a weird pain in your back. Like that's what she is having. Like she's like laughing and she goes, "Oh," and she like has to turn around. She has like this horrible pain in her like back. She's like, "Oh,"
and
like
they're
that
both
side
crying
pain.
and making fun of him, and it's it's like the Stephen Colbert Report. Like, and she's like, "We're gonna get in so much trouble for this."
She's
And
like,
she
I
says
mean,
it
he
and she's
is
laughing.
cute, but who's gonna wear those clothes? I mean, he is cute, but how are they gonna talk to him?
So then I had the misfortune because I've just been stressed out of my mind with this whole moving thing now. I've decided to add more stress to my life.
Absolutely.
No, but by the way, thank you for listing that house, and I will find a new home for my antique truck that's in your garage.
You can put it in my back.
You have two easy little things to do tomorrow at my house.
Oh, I do?
Yeah, very simple.
I like how my schedule for tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, you can fit it at any time.
Okay. Oh, I have keys.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. There's that.
So I just have not been sleeping. Like I'll wake up in the middle of the night with some new panic attack. So I actually saw like 10 minutes of the show, and he's and he has
Kelly DVR'd that shit, and we watched it only because we couldn't pull our eyes away.
How long did you make it?
I maybe halfway through.
Oh, I got
11 minutes.
Turn it up.
Oh, I don't remember that
And it said it on his
part.
shirt. Like he's having a party with red cups, and
I
then
don't
he hooks up with two girls. I don't know. It was terrible. Terrible.
I saw I need to give him my card.
Yes. Yeah.
And I mean that
he
in the
has
nicest
many
way.
special needs.
Well, he has needs. I don't know how
He
special they
He
are.
may need respite care.
Oh my God. Okay, so Reese Witherspoon is driving a Ford Fusion, which I think is what I drive. I'm 90% sure that's my car.
That is your-
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
somebody was making fun of them for driving a Focus, but it said Fusion. Her husband, who heads up CAA, the talent agency, they just had a baby last fall. They're somewhere in Georgia, and they get pulled over, him for drunk driving, for weaving, and she pulls a Renee Chavez when I got my DUI. You know who I am? And she was
All
just...
Southern belled out.
She went all Ryan Lochte up on that shit. Like, she was all, "Excuse my beauty."
I gotta find that. I gotta find that. You keep talking.
Oh, no, I don't think they have that on camera.
Oh no, excuse my beauty. I'll find.
Oh, okay. No. So, just hysterical. And she had to go to, the story broke like a day later. They were bailed out in the morning. But she's in Matthew McConaughey's new movie.
Okay.
And he's...
Oh, that's what she had to go to the premiere.
Like
premiere
I
on
want
the
to say it's at the
Sunday?
Tribeca Film Festival
And she
in New
probably
York.
wanted to die.
Yeah, and she had to
I
be photographed
understand
and
that
walk
feeling.
and answer no questions, and the poor thing. But here it's, Matthew McConaughey is having yet another shining moment in the sun, where he's made another great movie, or it's allegedly a great movie.
Allegedly.
Called Mud. Well, no, I mean, I haven't seen any reviews, but the word of mouth has been very good. But so then I saw a professional PR person, because this week has been really strange. If you watch as much TV as I have this week with the news, the Sunday news programs weren't about news; they were about autopsying the news coverage for the week before, where they went after like John King and
about
Rupert
how
Murdoch.
all of the newscasters
What
were
went wrong? What went right?
Too
Cindy
early,
Candiotti?
jumping on the story is giving false news.
Sandy
Oh, that-
Candiotti,
yes.
whatever it was.
Yeah, and then giving the false news. It was all of. I do more radio news than I do TV news, and
Like
I just
more NPR kind of stuff,
I love
or-
NPR. I love KTAR. I'm really into both. And that's what they've talked about all week.
Yeah.
Is how everyone's.
But it was strange that the Sunday news programs weren't about news. It was about analyzing the news. Analyzing the news coverage of the news. Very strange. But okay, so Matthew McConaughey, Mud just got released. He's looking good. And then I find out today that Focus Films picked up this movie called Dallas Buyers Club. And I can't remember who it's an AIDS activist that he's involved with, and
That's
lost
his movie where he lost all that.
He went down to
he had like 135 or so. I mean, he's emaciated.
Oh my God, he looks really bad.
You can't recognize
So
him.
to find
really.
out that
I wouldn't have been able
Focus
to.
Films just picked up this movie, you lost all that weight and did all that shit, and that movie didn't have a fucking distributor.
I was. That's surprising.
Where is your
to
mother?
hear.
Where is your mother?
I thought for sure that movie was coming out.
Isn't that like a Matt Damon thing from?
No, but Courage Under Fire
that
was made by a major studio.
Okay.
Like this, a lot of these movies, and that's the point of these film festivals, is you take a movie and you bring it to the film festival to get a buyer for it. Like
You say, "Excuse my beauty."
Excuse my beauty. Like Whoopi Goldberg just sold her movie to HBO about Moms Mobley. I can't remember what that comedian's name was. So, anyways, so I can see you bring a little
Marianne
independent.
Mobley?
No.
No.
I mean,
different.
Christ, it looks like is Jared Leto in that movie as well? He is. He plays like a crossdresser in that Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah.
And he also got down to no body fat.
And he's a small little human to start
Well,
off with.
he's bad, and he was in that Requiem for a Dream when he got really skinny because he was like a drug addict.
So I mean,
this is bad. This picture.
I was just shocked
bad.
that he did all that. I mean, I guess it's his commitment lately that all of a sudden Matthew McConaughey, who I would usually, I didn't run as fast like I did for my Nicolas Cage movie, but I had a good clip behind me when I would get to I just can't stand him. But lately he's made one good movie after another. Now here's this big movie coming out that he did all this physical work for. Didn't have a fucking distributor till today. Who's your agent?
Yeah, but
you know, excuse my beauty. You know who I am.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was last weekend. Rush was finally inducted to they were the fan vote.
It looked like you were not super thrilled with.
Not super thrilled. Randy Newman was inducted. Quincy Jones got inducted by Oprah. Kelly Rowland inducted Donna Summer. What the fuck?
Okay, was that what it was?
Kelly Rowland.
You
and
didn't
then,
like that?
Well, it's kind of like I wanted more of a legend. And they do either do it like someone who they influenced or someone who was influenced by them. Like they kind of do it like that. And Kelly Rowland, all right, but isn't there a better part of Gemini's Twin you could have yanked out? Like whatever that stupid group was called?
Definitely not that. But okay,
Destiny's
yeah.
Yeah.
Gemini's Twin.
Gemini's Twin.
Bad cunt.
And then Christina Aguilera didn't show up for the...
Who's that cunt?
I don't know.
I don't know. No idea. So you just called somebody just random.
Just it felt appropriate.
Yeah, okay, I like
That's
it. I like it.
Felt,
That's good.
Okay.
Go on.
So,
you pretty thing. What is it? No.
Your beauty.
She's
You
my,
and your beauty.
She's my beauty.
She's my beauty.
She's my beauty.
Christina Aguilera
by the way,
didn't show up.
I found it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Christina Aguilera didn't show up. And so...
Of course not.
Yeah.
What was she supposed to be for?
She was supposed to be part of the Donna Summer tribute.
Oh my God. She sucks so bad.
So I was kind of glad, though, because I really don't ever want to hear Christina Aguilera sing a Donna Summer song.
Or anything.
I agree.
Yeah.
See, now, so not a Christina Aguilera fan, I'm guessing.
No.
Okay. And then how about you?
I can take her or leave her. She's got a couple... I mean, she's on that Celine Dion train of...
Sure.
A couple times she gets it right, but most of the
She
time
has like
I just wish she
I just think
wouldn't.
she has such a powerful voice. I just don't.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
but she's a
amazing in that
bee.
way.
Like she was on The Voice, which I love, and she
right.
was horrible.
By the way, I was just going to ask that question because I'm watching that now, and I
destroyed the show.
love Shakira,
and I love Usher, my
and
new
Usher is
crush.
He's a big prick, and I enjoy him.
Yeah, but
That's the first time on this show that Marnie's ever said she enjoys a big prick.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next caller.
Happy anniversary, everybody! Happy anniversary!
Excuse my prick. I mean my beauty.
My big prick, beauty.
He's good though. He's the best coach on there.
I
can't follow the rules on that show. I don't get how they
No,
get.
but I just love
they
it.
make them up as they go along.
They do. But
love Adam Levine and Blake.
Adam Levine. I love all of that.
Yeah, a lot.
Christina Aguilera
and
brought
Shakira
that shit
is like my new
down.
favorite person.
Yeah, she was.
I'm just afraid she'll
Truly.
sing. I can't turn on the TV in case she's gonna start singing.
But that's the thing.
Because her hips don't lie, but that voice sucks.
I'm not a fan necessarily of her music.
I am way more a Shakira fan than a Christina fan.
Interesting. Okay.
Watching her
on there,
I just
Christina's too much of a diva.
Oh, I could care less if you're nice or not. Just because you can't hit those notes doesn't mean you have to on every fucking song. Like sit down, Mariah. Yeah. Exactly.
I love Mariah too. We are off. We are not in sync right now.
I have a low threshold for Mariah.
I am a huge fan.
Yeah,
but I think it's because
occasionally she gets it right, and I'm like, okay, but most of the time I'm like, sit down, calm
2
down.
or 3 songs out of her whole career to me, and that's about
my
it.
biggest lifetime gay crush, Gabby Elias, who lives now in New York. He was obsessed with her.
You know Gabby.
Oh,
yeah, we've
and
talked
Matt
before.
Pruitt
He was
and-
obsessed, and I remember because I actually lived with him for a while, and I moved in, and I went to put my stuff in the closet, and there was actually like a shrine, like a weird shrine to Mariah in the closet that I was instructed not to touch, and I didn't like her, but when you live with someone like that and you spend so much time, you can't help but start to like the things they like, and so I've just become
3
a huge
weeks
fan.
with me, and you'll think Barbara Streisand is just like what talking. Like that's just what happens in people's
Oh
houses.
yeah. Already on board. I'm already on board with Babs.
And at my house, it's Bruno Mars. Apparently, I think he lives with me.
I love him too.
I will
What
even.
about Sam Sui?
A friend of Sam Sui's covered one of his songs, and I was even like, "Oh, it's really cute too." Yeah. So there's that.
Oh no, that Bruno Mars, he's ringing my bells.
Yeah.
So now Smash is clinging to life, and they're starting a campaign. And they just fucked up. They're starting a campaign on Facebook to save them for another season. They'll never get it.
I hope so, though, because
they will
I
never
like
get
it so
renewed. But
much.
it's gotten so much. All the problems that they had in the beginning of the season, they just wrapped them up and finished it, and it's been solid.
It's been good.
And they like cut off the loose ends, but now I'm like, now it's
If
going to end.
GCB did not get picked back up, good Christian
Was that
bitches.
good?
Oh my God!
I never saw it.
It was fucking brilliant. You would have. I think.
I'm sure I would have enjoyed it, but I never saw it.
Fantastic. And all of a sudden, it was like, what?
I hate
what do you
that.
mean?
Actually,
How is that?
that's actually a good question that I don't think I've ever asked you, and it's fitting for the entertainment segment. But how do they decide? Whoever they are, decide which show will be kept and which
the
show.
demographics, how they're going to make it, who owns the rights, like
Because do they take into consideration those of us that watch shows on DVR or
DVRs?
tape
You get 2
them,
days. You have to watch them
or on demand.
Right.
Is that right?
DVRs only count for like 2 days. Pay cable, they count up to
That's
7.
bad because I don't watch shit after 2 days.
Seriously.
Right, and that's
Oh my
what's
God, what the hell's wrong with you?
That's what's like killed Arrested Development. Everyone's like, Arrested Development was my favorite show. It was one of the lowest rated shows in history for that time.
How can they start to count though? Like just count who.
So if you get a chance to be
tapes
a
it.
Nielsen, the Nielsen
I
family.
was one time.
Yes, I did it too once. But
Yeah.
so it's a Nielsen family. It's who's watching, and they're pretty much spot on. And and then it's the demographics. Like CBS, everybody watches those shows, but everybody that watches it's in a nursing home. Like, you know what I mean? The people, their demographics are so old, and now everything's going to change one more time because of The Walking Dead.
So,
like, everything you
yeah.
know about TV is about to change because The Walking Dead.
I'm glad I'm on board with that.
Well, and everybody has to get on board because that is a cable network that beat all primetime shows.
Yeah.
It's the top-rated scripted show on TV by a long shot.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the demographic, the 18 to 49, it's insane the numbers that they got. And everyone doesn't have it. So it's crazy to get those numbers.
What about happy endings? Do you have any idea
That's
what's
on a
going on with
campaign,
them?
too.
I told you last week or the week prior, I'm tweeting save happy endings.
Right, and then Friday because
I'm
of
getting crazy. It sucked because they had 2 new episodes.
And they couldn't show them. Yeah.
Because of all the bombing stuff.
But now one of the reasons is how much money you make. Like Scrubs was on NBC, but it was an ABC studio show. So when they did that last, I called it After MASH, when they did that horrible season for no reason, it's because ABC Studios owned it and they were going to get the distribution rights anyways. So they just brought it to ABC for a season. They're like, fuck it, we don't care.
Yeah.
Like, this money is spent. We're going to get all the profits off this show. We'll just get 22 more episodes to syndicate. Everybody's good. The show's syndicated all over the world. So it depends on who's, like now, and that was one of the first shows to start that ABC studio production. And now you see it on, like, all the big Lost. You see it on Desperate Housewives or all the shows that used to be on.
Sure.
They tell you now who's making this. Like, Friends was Warner Brothers, so they had to contract out. But you see, like, who runs this show.
So it's not necessarily the channel that it's on.
Right, but ABC started making their own shows so they can make things
I
last a little
I
longer.
understand. Right,
because
what
they
you're
don't
saying.
have to pay another studio. They're their own shows. But the other thing is, like, Smash isn't selling their songs. If Smash was selling albums or was putting songs in the Hot 100, they'd stay on. And who is? Glee.
Yeah.
So Glee, even though their ratings aren't that great, their demographics are pretty good, but they're getting a 2-year renewal.
I have a question, though.
Go.
Now, is Smash not selling their songs only because nobody wants to buy them, or they're not even offering them?
Oh, no, they are offering them.
But nobody's buying them.
But they're doing more original songs. Almost,
Right.
They did occasionally they'll do a popular song
they
and
asked,
redo it.
They asked on Facebook, what's your favorite Smash song? And mine is Cheers to the Freaking Weekend, which is a cover.
Right.
But that's my favorite song that they did, and it was very good, and I have it downloaded. I have actually a lot of I'm one of the few, apparently, that has downloaded a lot of the Smash songs.
See, when they do covers, I hate them because I think they're terrible. But
that one cover that was so good. When
I enjoy the covers.
It was Catherine McPhee's character, and
I like her a lot.
I can't even think of her name, and I literally watch
Megan
it every
Hilty?
single week. And Megan Hilty.
Oh, doing That's Life?
No, that Cheers to the Freaking Weekend. It was after they were making up.
Right,
and they were
right,
in
right.
Times Square.
Oh, that one, from last
and
season.
they sang that, and it's normally like not that slow of a song, and they like changed it up enough to make it just like really cool.
Yeah,
it was
and
awesome.
they probably sold copies of that song, but like no one needs a remake of That's Life, even though it was spectacular.
Yes, they
and
are
then all the
just-
songs that they're writing
I
for
think
the
they're
fake
both
musicals
brilliant,
and the songs that they're writing for this fake musical are all good. I'm buying all of them, but like you need a show tunes queen that also watches
public relations.
Yeah.
And I love that. What's her name? I can't believe I can't think of her name because I really love her.
Deborah
But
Messing,
no,
Angelina Jolie.
super Broadway. has come on as
Bernadette
Bernadette Peters has
and
come
her
on as
song,
her mother.
the mother-daughter song was phenomenal.
I love that little twist in there. I love that she's on more because I love her. I think she's great.
They really have made it better. So, but because Glee is selling so many records, concert tours, T-shirts, they sell on iTunes.
Tour.
Their DVD. I did too. Their DVDs.
Wait, did you go here?
Yeah.
Their very first tour, opening night here in Phoenix.
Yep.
And they were just like literally like full of glee to be on stage in front of all these screaming fans. Later that night, I stalked them.
I was with you.
Oh shit!
That's
shit.
right.
I didn't know you very well. That I knew you came.
Yes.
Oh my god. Yeah.
We were at the hotel and we're like,
he's right behind. Oh my god, that was so exciting.
Yes, I do remember that.
And
the whole cast.
One of them that I thought was gay turned out to be. Now he's saying he's straight and he has a girlfriend. It's really weird. One of them that was really out and gay. But
happens in hockey a lot.
But I can't remember which one's which.
If you can play, you can play.
And this summer,
apparently,
Darren Criss gets us.
It also says if you can score, you can score.
Now wait, he's straight.
Yeah, he's straight. He's straight. Very, very talented. First solo album coming out this year, and he's going to go on tour. The closest he gets is L.A. and San Francisco to here.
Did I tell you I'm going to Idina Menzel?
No.
I can't remember if I told you
and
that.
I have to do a hostage negotiation with Harrison to see if she'll come here.
Yes.
It's her birthday, so I have the weekend
Symphony.
off now.
I can't wait.
I know, so we got to work that out in private.
When is that? Let me write the date down.
I don't.
It's December.
No.
I can't remember if it's
I have a long time.
No,
June.
Is it a
it's
Tuesday?
either her
May,
birthday is
June?
the 8th. Her birthday is the 8th, and I can't remember if she's here on the 8th or the 9th. It's the weekend of June.
June. Yeah. Okay. June.
Yeah, I just can't remember if it's on Harrison's birthday or the next day.
So June of this year, not December.
Yeah.
June.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, it's definitely
I
not.
don't know where I got that from.
I don't know where you got that right here.
So then, we got a little bit of time. In the weirdest combination of events, like I got Netflix like 6 or 7 years ago, and I do they mail it out
God bless
3 at
them.
a time, and it takes me a while to watch them because I watch a lot, blah 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 blah. So a movie that I put on my list seriously 4 years ago. Let me get the year right because I put this up right when it came out. The list finally came around. It came in the mail like 2 weeks ago. It's been sitting around. I popped it in last night.
Yeah.
Rendition. With Reese Witherspoon, who's currently in the news.
Currently in the news. Which I was surprised when you said this, that it took 4 years for you to get this movie come around to you.
I can't imagine that it was really that popular.
Do you bump stuff down the list? I don't know how that works.
Oh yeah, because and I bump stuff to the top, and I watch.
So,
and then like I said, when I watch a movie, and I'll watch the trailers first, and I'll put like 3 movies in front of it.
So it's not like Rendition was like sold out for 4 years.
Right, that's what I was getting at.
No. It just took that long for it to work its way up. I mean, my queue is seriously like. I think it's got like 127 movies in it. So even if I watched a movie a day, it's still months before
He's still waiting for Wham CDs to show up, as my guess. I don't know.
No, I got
from the
those
Penny CD
day.
Club.
Right, from Columbia Records.
Yeah.
And wrong
in the back of the USA Today.
So let me switch real. Let me switch real quick and go to IMDb. So, anyways, this movie is a couple years old. It's Jake Gyllenhaal, Reese Witherspoon, Meryl Streep,
I love
Alan
her.
Arkin, and Peter Sarsgaard. And it is about. It's from 2007, so it really is 6 years old.
Wow.
It's the end of the Bush era. It's Reese Witherspoon is a pretty white girl who is married to an Egyptian with a green card. There is a bombing in some fictional North African country. As they, an American ambassador or someone is killed in the bombing. Jake Gyllenhaal has to step in at the last minute. He becomes in charge of the American version of the interrogation. Right? Reese Witherspoon's husband is on a flight from Africa to America, gets stopped in the airport, and gets taken away, and they call it extreme right. No, it's called. Fuck. It's called rendition, but it's called like extreme rendition. I can't remember what the actual military term is. And what it means is, so here we got a bombing in a city square. Mm-hmm. People going through films, finding the person, but they can't identify him. They just know that someone's trying to stop him. They've got someone who's not quite an American citizen, but he's married to an American. He's been in America for most of his life. He's been in school. The people investigating the one actually knows him and knows he's not a terrorist. But he doesn't have the guts to stand up for him. And it's all about, like, do you give him his rights or do we have to get him out of the country? And remember the black ops prisons all over that they were taking people to be tortured? That they were taking people to different countries and holding them, like, not just Guantanamo, because that's ours. That's U.S. soil. So that doesn't count. It's where they were taking people to be, what was it called?
Was that the one that she was in with Ryan?
No.
No.
No?
No. That's an awful movie that we will not speak its name.
Excuse my beauty.
Yeah, excuse my beauty. Not for any amount of money will we talk about that piece of shit. That movie's offensive to all humans.
So suck it, Marnie, for even bringing it up.
So, anyways, it was this really intense movie, and it just kept hitting too close to the news that I had to keep turning it off.
Yeah,
this is just.
Everything that you're saying is very. It sounds like what's happening.
This is more like Lickmadeek, but Freaky Deek. So it was such a weird thing, but it had everything about Miranda rights.
I was so confused.
Wait, what was the one? What was that?
Munch Makuchi.
Munchamakuchi.
Oh my god,
that was her maiden name.
Oh
right.
God, I want to like use.
She kept her maiden name.
Yeah, it's bad.
So I mean, it's really intense, and it's just a little bit too
extraordinary rendition.
Extraordinary rendition.
Right, is what Mark is saying that it is called when you're held or whatever.
Right, and that's what they do, and they would just fly you off to those black ops prisons, and they had all the countries. Remember, and Bush was in trouble because he kept saying these prisons don't exist. We're not really doing this, and then we found out he was doing all of it.
Like
that the
Area
one
54?
guy captured, they had tortured like 189 days, and so it was that whole thing of there's people fighting for they don't really say in the movie whether he's guilty or not. It's just that he's not an American citizen, but he's married. He's an American wife, and he's got making it Reese Witherspoon was such a stroke of genius, because here he has like this prettiest white perfect wife that you can't think she's a terrorist. You know, she's white, she's blonde. It's Reese Witherspoon, for the love of God. It's America's sweetheart. Like, she wouldn't marry a terrorist. So you could see where, like, if the news got a hold of her picture, then what would we do? Sure. Like, everybody has to fit that stereotype. Everybody has to look a certain way. That she, it's
the bomber is a white-skinned woman.
It was not that there was any question she was a terrorist, but she's the face of him because he's missing. He's being flown from country to country to be tortured.
God, I want to see this now.
Which is really what they were doing back then. It turns out it was all true, and then they had a documentary because, of course, snout to tail. Cooking, the DVD doesn't leave till I've watched every second of the special features and the bonus parts and all that shit. They had a documentary called Outlawed, where they interviewed people who had what was it called?
Interrogated?
No, the rendition.
What was it?
Extraordinary rendition.
Extraordinary rendition. They had two people that had, one was just letters from him because he couldn't talk about it. It was his diary of them like slicing his genitalia once a month for 18 months. And he just had a fake passport. He had done nothing wrong. He had done nothing wrong. And then the other one was a German tourist that they took and like tortured, and they left him in a desert in Albania to like walk home.
It's a bad Slingdini.
And I mean, these people were tortured, so they had all these people, and then they have all these interviews with Condi Rice, and it turns out she's an uber cunt. Like, I thought.
That's no surprise here.
I thought Condi Rice Maida had a redeeming quality. Oh, she's the cuntiest of cunts. I mean, excuse her beauty.
Hooker and a half shell. Hooker and a half shell there.
Did you say hooker and a half shell? I did. She wore pearls. She was sitting there in pearls, telling people that, we weren't doing that. No.
Oh,
we would never. Bad. Well, she was signing the fucking orders. She's like torturer in chief.
She's like.
So that was my weird thing with. So it was a lot to digest as I was watching that movie after watching everything with everybody arguing about.
How weird that it would have randomly come 4 years later on this week.
On the same week.
On the same week, and so that's what got me thinking. And the one guy said, either you have faith in our justice system or you don't, but you got to decide right now.
Yeah, that's a really good. Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's a very simple argument to say to Leslie Krause or whatever that fucking idiot senator's name is. Leslie, what's his name? Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, what a dick.
Yeah, I would agree.
He'd be a cunt if he could grow one.
Excuse his beauty.
And then he would be totally on board with abortion.
And oh my god, and then one last thing, Glenn Beck, Glenn fucking Beck, who's all about.
Don't even care. Don't even pay attention to him. He's off the news. Who even gives a shit?
He's on every day. He's on every day.
Well, no, but I pretend like he doesn't exist.
Oh, I would too.
Also, like Ann Coulter, who I think
seriously
is the biggest cunt alive.
By the way,
she needs to lick.
Cunty McFat
because she's above.
She's like fupa cunt.
She's on top.
Like uber cunt.
Uber.
We'll go Nazi. Uber cunt.
Did she spit? Did Marnie just spit? We don't get them often, but we enjoy them.
Upper pussy area cunt. She's a fupa cunt.
Fupa cunt.
She's real bad.
Wow. I'm so proud that my mom listens.
Just spit.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
I'm sorry.
I don't really. My trust.
We haven't offended
so
yet?
he was saying that this whole thing was going to be the liberals' dream to take away people's rights, and this whole Boston thing was just, it was a liberal's dream. And I'm like,
it was probably a conspiracy.
It was you fucking Republicans who took 9/11 and passed the Patriot Act. Like, that's you guys that take tragedies and turn them into taking people's rights away. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know. I know.
It's not even ancient history.
I can't even go there, and I
know.
read about all this shit on Facebook, and I just
her beauty.
excuse everybody's beauty because I can't even go there. I have to just turn it off and turn off the computer because my head will explode.
Yeah, and I only see it because David Packman shows them. So then to answer the chat room, the thing about the anchors in Philadelphia, it was rude of them, but
was rude.
But somebody kept the camera rolling. That was during commercial. So someone leaked that, and they knew it. It wasn't like that was the news going on. The guy started to eat oatmeal and started to take his tie off. They were in commercial.
So, and it was rude. But if you really, the interview warranted.
Because how many times have you watched an interview like that?
Fun, a little bit of poking.
And Barbara Walters said on The View the next day, she was making fun of it. She's like, how many times after the guests walked off did we not all look at each other and go,
the hell?
How is that going to happen?
What just happened?
Right.
Okay.
So, it was good to hear somebody stand up for them. And yes, it was rude, but it was off camera. Someone was just rude and put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But they probably knew how fucking funny it was.
Excuse my beauty.
Exactly.
Excuse my beauty. We got to say it right.
I love it.
No, and the crime against humanity wasn't Mariah Carey's Christmas album. It was Taylor fucking Swift's Christmas album. That made me. Yeah.
Who said that about the Christmas album?
Me.
When I
No. I mean about Mariah Carey. Because I'm with Tyler. If that's who said
No,
it.
Harrison was asking if it was a punt cunt.
yes, which I can't wait to share. If y'all know what that butt cunt is about, thank you, Ken in San Francisco.
Are we wrapped up on your
but Mariah Carey's Christmas album, that All I Want for Christmas Is You, I can't resist it. I have no power over that song.
You can't. Yeah, there's that.
Are you going to one thing? Because there's one more thing on
what
he was talking about. Kind of.
Because I was getting ready to transition to sports.
Well, kind of what he was talking about.
Okay, go. We have plenty of time.
May I just?
Katie, get ready. We're going to sports.
You were talking about the whole, and I don't know how entertaining, but
not this show
with guns and guns and all that kind of stuff, and Republicans, and we like to bash them. And there was a big thing, cheap shots toward Gabby Giffords. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
No, I didn't. I'm sure Katie did.
Yeah. It was actually kind of crazy. There was a debate over new measures to prevent the violence. Gun violence. And Republican lawmakers became surprisingly hostile toward family members of those slain in the massacre at Sandy Hook Elementary. So they got real fucking mouthy.
Yeah, don't use your tragedy to take away my rights.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Are you kidding?
You.
Like, where in the hell? So then Gabby apparently had sent something back, and they started taking cheap shots at her. They had there was a former congresswoman that had a scathing op-ed condemning opponents, or hers was condemning opponents toward with cowardice. She says, sorry you guys, I thought I had this all highlighted and I didn't. She was questioning the authenticity of this James Taranto. I don't know.
European sounds like.
Sounds like it. This op-ed from Gabby Giffords. And he said it was odd that the timing, because Gifford's personal reaction as somebody who's been wounded by gun violence was published approximately 5 hours after the Senate voted. And basically, how in the hell would someone who has that kind of mental issues at this point, mental instability, be able to produce 900 publishable words and put in an appearance at the White House in the course of all this? Like,
that
they were
person
basically
should kill
saying,
themselves.
Oh yeah,
I think that's fair.
Yeah. It's worth noting that the outcome of the Senate vote was clear the day before, so she obviously had more time than just this 5 hours. But either way. So we're supposed to believe that somehow in less than 5 hours, a woman who has severe impairments of her motor and speech functions was able to produce these 900 words. I mean, this guy's a douche. It's the other thing that they say is that it's possible that someone gave Giffords a hand, literally like typing for her and doing all of that.
Yeah, somebody gave her a hand.
Think?
She can't fucking type.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
So
doesn't mean that she doesn't think these things, that she was shot in the head, for God's sakes.
Totally. But
this is now her life's work.
But that's not to say...
Is to advocate on behalf of victims of gun violence. It is her life's work, and that's not weird. It's also not weird that someone may have helped her out with this.
And you can also... You don't have to type. Like, it's not 1902. You don't have to type anymore.
And then go like,
you need one finger.
You can use your eyes anymore. I mean,
Yeah,
like I work
Stephen
with people
fucking
that can.
Hawking's is typing shit.
Is typing up, yeah, he probably could have printed something up, right?
But,
For the love of fuck, people.
This person says, but I'd remind the right that the former congresswoman was shot in the head during an attempted
thanks for the
assassination.
reminder.
Yeah,
Thanks.
exactly.
We had forgotten.
This Bob Owens says, what I find interesting is that Giffords became liberal after being shot in the part of the brain that controls logic and reason.
Oh.
That was a Twitter a tweet that came out.
Now, he needs to kill himself
He
first.
should literally commit suicide.
When I read
excuse my beauty, sir, but...
Excuse my beauty, because God forbid that ever happens. Someone's going to hang me.
PJ
But
Medina?
Suck it, PJ
added this
Medina.
tweet.
I will throw this
I
out.
think I'm
this
saying that
gets-
right. It says Bob Owens. So
This gets me in a lot of trouble. But if you were an
And Tyler's
asshole
gonna hate
yesterday
us.
and you
Sorry,
died
Tyler.
today, you're still an asshole.
No.
I don't believe
Yeah.
that whole Margaret Thatcher thing. I don't believe of all of a sudden not speaking ill of the dead. I didn't like you yesterday. Just because you died, you didn't become a better person.
Sorry about it.
Right.
Your last breath was probably a dick.
By the way,
And
just
I don't mean that like literally, like having fun.
side note on that, just because of the reference to if you die and people say nice things about you. If anybody ever says in any eulogy of me that I never met a person I didn't like, you're a fucking liar.
Jesus Christ.
I met a lot of people I don't like to
Right.
this day.
Right.
I just want to make sure that I heard.
I've got a list of them at home if you want to read those at the eulogy.
Some of it's on your refrigerator. I've seen it. No, for some reason the other day they were eulogizing somebody, and it was this. Oh, she was so sweet, or he, or whoever. I don't know who it was. Never met a person they didn't like. Oh, then they were a liar because I've met a lot of people.
They clearly died young because they didn't have time to meet people they didn't care
meet
for.
many people. Right. Immediate family is all they met. And I even
I
have,
was solitary confinement.
I even have.
You were in where?
I even have. She walked out. I was going to go into sports.
She loved. I know that she loved everyone. She
No, she didn't.
If you would like to go to sports, I can start with.
Well, let's do it.
One thing, if
we
you'd
can,
like.
we can certainly do that. Marnie Ryer's going to take away sports.
CBS. What do you weigh? The NFL. Are you gay? They're not okay with that. Criminal. If you have a criminal record and you're gay, you can play. Nope. If you have a criminal record, you can play.
Yes.
But not if you're gay. I was not ready for that.
Sports.
I was just going to start reading them. I'm sorry. That's the first time I did that.
I know, but you did good.
No. I did horse shit. But that's like the first time I did sports.
Oh, can you start
last
sports with
year.
Ryan Lochte's just the dumbest person I've ever encountered?
How about I'm just the dumbest person I've ever encountered?
I never thought I'd miss Sarah Palin.
So the basic idea with what's happening is that if that manti.
We're into sports now, Taylor, by the way. You're just back. You're back.
Yes.
We're into sports now.
Well, I'm glad because
Okay.
Well, and I screwed it up, so you do better next week. Manti Te'o, the NFL's afraid that he's gay, but they're not worried about recruiting criminals. And so there's this huge kind of thing that's
very
going
scary
on.
to be gay.
Yeah, like
Very
it's ridiculous though because
Be afraid.
They're going through this whole thing about how it's this big elephant in the room because there was the draft thing, the prelim,
the draft.
We're gonna call it that combine, not Columbine, combine.
Okay.
Where they go out and they show different athletes show recruiters
what they can
how
do,
fast they are and
all
how
right.
far they can throw and all this.
Okay.
And one of the big guys was a quarterback, I believe, that people were scouting, and they did everything. I talked about this a few months ago, a month ago, whatever, and it was a big deal. They were like, "So, do you have a girlfriend?"
Yeah.
So, do you? I mean, it was everything around. Are you a big queer?
And that's the guy that came out and talked about it, right?
He was like, did they really just ask me
that? Yeah.
Pretty sure they just asked me if I was gay. Like, is that part of it? I don't know. But you can go.
Is it going to be on the team or
Right.
kicked off the team? What do you want me to say here?
Is it a
What's
good
the
thing?
right answer?
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Big money, big money.
God, I love that show.
Excuse my beauty.
Excuse my beauty. I'm just hot with a big dick. I'm not gay.
I can run like a son of a bitch.
I'm fast.
Yeah.
The newest round of reaction to the NFL's apparent fear of controversy over Te'o and his sexuality is the league's blind eye to the criminality. You went to jail? Fine by us. Might be gay? let's maybe pass on this kid.
Jake the Snake,
the
serial rapist.
Sure, absolutely. Then that's what they talked about. The hypocrisy was not lost on this Rick Morrissey, who wrote, for NFL teams, the apparent concern isn't just how players would respond to a gay teammate, but the swirl of attention that would follow him everywhere he went. Really?
Publicity is publicity. What the fuck are they worried about?
Right. Well, because it would be bad publicity, apparently.
Oh, no.
According to
them, I'm sure.
Teams say they don't like sideshows. Really? I am a Minnesota Vikings fan. Randy Moss?
Nothing
you
but
want to talk about a fucking sideshow?
NFL's
Tim Tebow?
Right.
Fuck
it's
off.
Suck it, their whole thing's a sideshow.
He hits all 4 stations of the fuck off.
I went with my mother.
Religious humor.
With my mother, I went to the NFL experience when the Super Bowl was here years ago at Sun Devil Stadium. That was the year that Diana Ross was flown in and out, blah, blah, or whatever the fuck.
Because she was too drunk to drive.
Right. Well,
in Arizona anyway.
In Pima County. She was fine in Pima. But no, but I went to that. That entire thing is a sideshow. That's all they're about. The whole thing's a carnival.
Oh, absolutely.
Because and what
I completely agree.
What they're really, I think the little hidden voice here, and it's not hidden that cleverly, is that they don't want every player to have to be asked, how do you feel about your gay teammate?
Oh, but it's already going on, and then you have Culver, who came out with San Francisco
saying all the horrible shit. But that's what they're afraid of, because then they're going to come, the people that are going to say something, like, if you sit down for your interview and you're the big player on the team that has the first gay player, and that's why they're saying have 4 people come out at the same time, so that it's not one team with
Ian Badejo made that up.
Yeah, he made that up.
That's not okay.
But it's a good idea, because that one team that does sit down, every time you sit down with Bob Costas, no matter what position you play or what you're going through, if you raped that girl or you didn't rape her, they're going to ask you how you feel about your gay teammate.
Sure.
So you have a good chance. You have a good chance of coming out as a bigot without, and you don't want that out there. You don't want your anti-homosexual views aired in public. You want to keep them quiet.
They prove that.
Some people do.
Some people do, but that's the sideshow they mean. Is every interview is always going to be about. But you can rape anybody you want to. If you're raping or beating your wife,
rape it up.
You keep playing.
Rape.
But the guy that shot him, the asshole that shot himself in the club,
Burris,
he went to prison.
I know it, right? But Ray Lewis just won a fucking Super Bowl for killing
2 people. The guy that Westenberger, what's the guy's name? The quarterback, Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger.
Rapist.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's totally cool, because
totally
he threw a good ball.
That's what they
you got to throw the uprights.
His nuts were not out in a sling.
That's the one reason that makes me stop watching football, is the fact that those rapists just walk
around.
Well,
and that Michael Vick.
But they
and
sure
even like right now,
and that's why I hate animals. But that is not the same fucking thing.
Did you say?
Yes, that's why I don't like animals, is because people equate raping a woman to hurting a dog. It's a dog. It's a dog.
But
we gotta put that in perspective. That's a dog.
Listen, if you're going to hurt a dog, you are going to.
I don't care. I don't care. I'd rather you hurt a dog than raped a woman. I don't agree with that at all.
Thing,
I disrespectfully disagree.
I disagree as well.
So the guy that hurts a dog goes to prison, but the rapists stay on the field.
No. All of them
go to prison. Everyone goes to prison.
But the only person that you're against is Michael Vick. You watch a Pittsburgh Steelers game and don't say rapist.
Oh my God!
But you bitch about the guy that hurt a dog.
I think you're misinterpreting
I think there have been some people that would, but I don't know.
Maybe,
but
those people
pisses me off.
But those people are clueless. That's not me. I don't even. First of all, I don't watch football, so let's start from that place of agreement.
Somebody's on my side.
Yeah, no, I'm not a football person. But no, if you're like raping chicks, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
But also when you are. But no, I'm a big-time animal activist, as well as I have been in my career, even an activist for women's rights. But for someone to, I mean, dogs. Yes, I get it. You're not a human being, but you are equally as helpless. You have
right. But that's the first person they put in jail of all the people in the NFL that killed people.
But you know what?
People.
Now he's out and he's back being a star.
Right, because you serve your time.
But that's.
You serve your time.
Disgusting.
If serving your time doesn't get you over it, then hang them in the public square.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah. But for him to be
if murder gets you
fighting
7
dogs
years,
and then killing them, I mean, I get that.
But
that killing a dog is not the same thing as murder.
Right.
But it is.
But if murdering a dog,
it's one step. It's the next step is murdering a person.
But it's not the next step.
Again. If you go back to the idea of anyone,
you hit a dog doesn't do that.
But if you can compute this just a little bit, you go back to Jeffrey Dahmer. And Dahmer was killing cats and was killing animals and dogs and all of this stuff because that's where a serial killer starts.
Right.
So the idea.
But you don't think Michael Vick has ever hit a woman forced himself on somebody?
Well, it's part of the culture. Dog fighting in the South is part of the culture. That really is. It's awful. I'm in no way condoning it. I'm just saying that when everybody in the NFL turned the other cheek to every other crime, and then someone hurt a dog, and finally now we're going to put somebody in jail.
You're right that they should never. Right, you shouldn't turn a cheek to any crime.
And they do.
I am
they
on
do
board
it with
with
every
you.
single crime. And when somebody finally, I always tell people, if any one of these bombers had killed a dog, then we would have a hanging in the public square, because people don't care if you rape somebody or kill somebody or murder someone. But the minute you say you hurt a dog, they'll walk by a kid in a car.
Right,
they will walk by
oftentimes.
a kid in a car. But if you see a dog in a car, everyone will stop.
You're
but
right.
they will walk
A lot
right
of
by
the time.
because, he hit a kid. That's his business.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
exactly what people say. And that's why I don't like animals, because people have weird... It's not a person. There are people. And when the food chain comes down, it's the zombie apocalypse, that dog is food.
I think,
we're Korea.
I think if you had a dog...
Your animals just became part of the food chain.
Oh, I know. And that's why I am not on board with vegetarianism, because I feel like it's a food chain for a reason.
Right.
But I feel like if you had a dog, you might think differently.
I've had a dog. I've had dogs.
Then
I've had
you
dogs my
still-
whole life, yes.
Because I just feel like they are a part of your family. They're a part of who you are.
But at a certain point, the humans are my family. And we're like, every movie that I watch, like that stupid ass fucking movie where the dog, what's it called? Independence Day, where you need the cutaway shot for the dog to jump across. The dog has to live, but 70 people just died behind them. No, save the goddamn people. I watched Alien last night because I was up.
Seen that either.
She has 10 minutes to save the ship. She goes to find a fucking cat.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Well, it's a movie, but I mean, it's part of it.
Every one
Was
of
written
you
in the
would have
script.
stopped and gotten that cat.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
No, I would not have gotten
because
the cat.
I would bet
It's a
you my
cat.
ass that those 70 people are cunts.
Yeah.
And that I don't like them at all. And they're all
They deserve
related to
to
Jam
die.
Brewer.
I'm
and they
actually
can fuck
really
right off.
allergic to cats. So I have to disagree.
You
I
wouldn't.
probably would not have gotten the cat. However, if it was a dog, count me in.
This is why I don't date, because eventually you're going to hear my thoughts on animals.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers. I mean,
We are.
I'm going to lock
And
my
anyone
dogs
who
up.
doesn't like them
when you
that
come
much,
over, I'm
that
going
brings me
to
along.
lock my dogs in the back room. I don't even want you to see them.
We are at the end of hour
Just in
2,
case.
coming up on, they go up one. It's hour 3 coming next, and God knows we're going to get into more intellectual conversation than we have right now.
Simulating.
Coming up, would you rather Dr. Drew's Death Watch and more talk about whether you'd save a dog or somebody else? Come back. We'll be right here.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Oh my gosh, we are back. It's the beginning of hour 3. Hello, welcome. If you're just joining us, what the fuck have you been? Because you've missed some stimulating conversation.
Save the dog! Or not.
Dogs to be people.
It's the beginning of hour 3. This is the show on Q Talk America. We're coming to you live from Central Phoenix and the Q Talk Plaza, as I have deemed it. Though I realize that's not the name of this office complex, I've decided this is the Q Talk America Plaza.
That's fair.
I think it's fair.
Better that
We
way.
pay rent. We can call whatever the fuck we want. Our drinking word, by the way, is "excuse my beauty."
Excuse my beautiful dog.
So if at any point you hear anybody make a reference to beauty or looks, feel free to take a beverage. Al brought champagne tonight. Well, we brought some shitty champagne, but Al brought better champagne. This is actually a celebration, mini celebration for us. It's our year of being on with the show. We started out with Marnie, Al, Buddy, and myself. Buddy, for work reasons, had to step out. And now Katie June has joined our family. So every week from 7 to 10, you get to listen to us if you choose to. If you don't, well, then you can download us later. If you choose to not do that, fuck yeah.
Suck it.
Can I tell you a really fast funny story?
I enjoyed that based on the last conversation we just had.
It'll sum it up. So they got together to get me a gift at work. Did I already tell you the story about the gift cards?
Yes.
About the gift card with the dog?
Did I do it online?
For the pet store?
Okay, never mind.
the pet store,
For
yes.
PetSmart, and the funny look on my face as I tried to look grateful.
Tell the story again.
So they got me a card, and it was a nice card and a gift, and I opened it up, and it was a gift card to PetSmart, and I'm like, oh.
Thanks.
And they're like, you need need a dog. This is an intervention from the 11th floor. You need a dog. And I'm like, oh. And they're like, well, turn it over and see how much it's for. And it was for $1,000. And I was like, oh! And my boss was like,
everyone's watching it this
my
way.
boss was like, I've never seen someone so ungrateful try to look grateful. Can you get your money back?
Can I cash this in?
Oh my heavens! Okay, well let's continue on. We have a couple other sports things that Katie wants to talk.
Maybe you can you start the sports thing again, because Katie is so much better at it than just that music.
Actually, I could, because Katie, you haven't got to do that with us yet. I think it'd be fun
and
for you.
She'll do well.
We'll see.
I have a headline. So
you
is that
A,
enough
just
time?
just A?
Just A. Just A
Really,
in
just,
sports.
well, you're gonna have.
Read it slow.
Well, here we go. Just feel it out. And now it's time for Katie June and sports.
This week in sports.
Very lesbian. That was good.
I like it.
Keep going. You got 20 seconds.
We're really excited in Phoenix, Arizona. Brittany Griner comes out as gay.
5 years
the
ago.
Community support her.
Apparently she can dunk. She's really tall and she doesn't care what you think. This and more in sports.
So, two things.
It's harder than you
the
think.
only one that can do that.
At some point,
we're gonna get it.
I really want us. I'd really like us to do a rehearsal.
Yeah.
I really would.
Good call.
But we'll work. Maybe it'll be on a Wednesday afternoon.
The beginning was good.
2.5 years.
Yeah, she came out of the gate.
She did.
She came out of the gate.
Here's what I'm thinking. I will come
Kinda
more
lower
prepared
voice. It was
with
good.
like sports because I've said I'm only a WNBA person
and I will take footballish stuff.
Yeah, we
and I
can
can do
round
some
table our
baseball.
sports. I like it.
Well, because
Ish.
twins. Hello.
Oh,
Every hat I wear.
Hockey, you
Right?
like that,
I do a
right?
little bit of
You're sort of
hockey,
like from
little
that
the Minnesota
area.
Wild.
Okay.
Okay.
But anyway, so okay, I've obviously
the
talked a
Phoenix
lot about Brittany
Coyotes.
Griner.
Excuse her
and I'm-
sports beauty.
Yes.
Excuse my sports view. I've talked a lot about Brittany Griner and how excited we are to have her in Phoenix. Little bit disappointed that she's been way overshadowing Diana Taurasi lately in terms of the publicity and the public relations. Diana Taurasi is this team, and she has been the history of this team, and she will continue to be the future. Brittany Griner is going to add to that, but it's a little bit disheartening, I think, if you're Diana Taurasi and, you know, they're blowing it out of the water for Brittany. Now, they did it when DT
It's
joined.
the sideshow that we're talking
Yeah,
about.
they did it when DT joined the team however many years ago. But this team would literally not have sustained had it not been for Diana Taurasi.
Yeah, but
they wouldn't have won
take
two
a step
champions.
back, though, real quick.
Yeah.
Just real quick, because that's with any team. And,
Yes.
and so Diana Taurasi, that's fantastic, and she was brilliant in all of that, and that's good. But without Fran Tarkenton for the Minnesota Vikings, which means nothing, you're not going to have the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, people are going from whence you came, kind of a thing. So she is an integral part of who the Phoenix Mercury are.
Yeah. But I know that when she came on as a rookie, I think this is just a lot more personal than anything else, because when DT came on as a rookie, they did gigantic fanfare, you know, big building size, billboards, and it was like Crazy Town, Diana Taurasi, and it was great. So, but I have been always, for the last however many years, since 2009, I've been on the DT Mercury train. And so it's a little bit jarring. While I'm excited to have Brittany Griner, it's a little bit jarring that all of the attention is going to her now. I'm a DT loyalist.
Have you ever seen All About Eve?
Oh, sure.
That's what you're just describing All About Eve. Like, that's what it's about. Like, the new young person that
Yeah.
comes on to take on the crown. And
I am very much a DT loyalist, and that's
Yeah.
what's hard for me.
Yeah.
I love Brittany Griner, and I'm really excited. One of the coolest things
She's
about
and then
her.
next year you'll be like, everything's about her. And remember that older lady they used to play? Like,
and DT will
Yeah,
move. She
remember
will move
TD?
forward. She will retire, and that will happen. You know, one of the neatest things though about Brittany Griner is that she was. And this is actually on ESPN, which is exciting because ESPN
like they were not El Ocho.
Really looked right, not El Ocho.
If it's almost a sport, it's on El Ocho.
And that's how the sports world views the WNBA, which is BS.
Yeah, they see them as ESPN2
They're
or lower.
getting better. But on ESPN, it says Brittany Griner was so nonchalant and confident when she publicly acknowledged that she is gay that you would have thought she just told the world she liked potato chips.
Yeah.
And I love it. She says it really wasn't difficult. I wouldn't say I was hiding I've always been out and open about who I am in my sexuality, so it wasn't hard. I can show that I'm out and that everything's okay. It's fine, and hopefully the younger generation will feel the same way. They say the simplicity in her answer is striking and telling. It says a lot about who she is. It sends a clear, inspirational message to any person that might consider coming out. And it's exciting because, the article goes on to talk about a couple of other women in the WNBA that are out. Simone Augustus from the Minnesota Lynx. There are a few other women that have openly, publicly come out. But it's small. And it's shocking because a really large, I would say a good percentage of the WNBA is lesbian. They're just not open.
Right.
And the ones that aren't have married and hyphenated their names on the back of their jerseys. And you know, and they're being really clear. They're sending a very clear message by having that last name, hyphenated, that they're straight and they're married and that's fine. But Diana Taurasi is a lesbian. There's no secret except that there is.
It's not said.
Yeah.
Except that there is.
Said, yeah.
And it's frustrating to me. And so it goes to this player that I totally love and admire, who is frustrating a little bit that she can't just say, I'm a lesbian. Who fucking cares?
Right.
Yeah, but that's the cool part about Griner.
That's why
every single thing about her statement is, who fucking cares?
Yeah, it's I'm gay.
And?
But it's interesting. I think
that's what her, she should have a advertisement out that's just and?
Yeah.
Because she really shut the media down with that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Oh, I wonder what she'll say. She's I'm gay. Yeah. Well, look at that. We just took all of the wind out of your sails.
Yeah.
I'm gay.
Yeah.
It's just who I am.
And next question.
Move on.
Wait.
Yeah.
Next caller.
You know what it made me? It made me next caller.
I appreciate that.
Excuse my beauty. I'm too pretty to find the bell. It made me think about
beauty. I hope to use that in my regular vernacular moving forward.
I do too. It made me think about. I would say Ryan Lochte, but that's just me. Excuse my beauty again.
Excuse his own beauty.
That would have been him putting sentences together. So
the lights are on, and well, they're not even on.
No. They're dim. They're dim.
There's a lot dim.
There's a few that are out.
But Anderson Cooper, it reminded me of Anderson Cooper and how offended I say that he didn't come out, because every time I wanted him to, it would have made him part of the story. And he did. Who
did you want to come out?
Anderson Cooper. And then the more that I thought of it, and especially with this last story with her, it was it just wasn't the time. The time was when there was nothing else going on, and it won't become part of the story.
Absolutely.
This is her story. This is her time. Say your business, end it, and end the sideshow. It kind of ties both of that together. She ended the sideshow because she's fine with it, and fuck you.
Yeah.
So they can't really ask the teammates because no one cares.
It's so interesting.
Not just that, but they can't. What are they going to do? Dig in her background? She's going to be like, I
already told you.
Asked me.
And I think a lot of it has to do with generation, because I look at even, and we were thinking about this, and I looked at even about, when Kelly, my partner, who's 10 years older than me, came out, and it was a real struggle. And it was really hard for her, and it was very hard for her to tell her parents and her friends and her coworkers, whatever else. Cut to me, 10 years younger than Kelly. So Kelly's 41. It was hard for her. I'm 32. It was definitely easy for me to tell my friends. I was like, it was no big deal. I was like, right. But even my straight friends, even my high school friends, my college friends that only knew me as this straight girl. And I told them all, and it was no issue. I was like, well, I'm in a relationship with a woman now, and they're like, okay. And I think I was saying to you guys, maybe, I don't know if I told you guys, but I ran into college friends last week at a music festival, and they saw me and Kelly together and our daughter, and the one guy says, I haven't seen them since college, and the guy says, oh, Katie, I'd like you to meet my wife Kelly. And I dated their fraternity brother. That's how I know these guys. And I went, oh, isn't that actually funny? I'd actually like you to meet my wife, Kelly. And they laughed, cute. And it was a total non-incident. They're like, nice to meet you. Your daughter's so cute. It was, it was a little bit harder for me to tell my parents. Cut to 10 years after me, my sister.
It's probably harder for people in Nantucket who knew you back then.
That's actually a lot harder. Wait a minute.
Good time, Katie.
Excuse my beauty, but I may have a little burning sensation.
Where's my ointment?
That happened. All of those things happened.
That's what we call it.
I'm going to call it beauty ointment from now on.
Excuse my beauty ointment.
So cut to use my beauty ointment. Right
Excuse my beauty, the ointment edition.
Salve,
beauty
balm.
ointment right here.
I could actually probably sell that, and I may.
Fast acting to
I
Nacton.
may.
You'll be good.
I may.
All right, go ahead.
Cut to my sister 10 years later, who was totally like, it was so nonchalant and no issue for her to not only tell her friends, but for her to tell my parents. It was harder for me to tell my parents. But my sister, who's like 10 years younger, 22, who says, oh yeah, by the way, mom and dad, I'm dating girls and boys. And they're like, oh, okay.
At least somebody's getting laid in that family.
I know. And her friends didn't care. So I think it's also a generational thing. It's like Kelly couldn't tell anyone. I could tell my friends really easily. Family was a challenge.
Right.
Morgan could tell everybody that she fucking talks to. Like, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I think Brittany Griner is young enough, and in that we talked about before that generation of like hate and scary and ooh is gonna die, and it's true that people are just becoming more open, and Brittany can just say I'm gay, and
people are going to be mean to her.
Yeah.
People are going to be mean to her.
Yeah,
There are no two ways about it. I saw her.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
And here's the reason. And maybe I'll be 1,000,000% wrong, even though that's not possible. It's only 100%. But
yeah,
anyway,
I love it.
But
I'm giving 110%. Well, you're also bad at math.
Yes. Which is a true statement.
Excuse my math beauty.
Yes, excuse your math.
Excuse my
beauty.
unattractive math. But when we were at
I'm sorry, I almost shot out of my nose.
that would have been awesome.
Yes, excuse your math beauty.
We were at the Blue Hound for
See,
for
Leslie, we're
brunch
funny.
on
Good.
Sunday.
Excuse my beauty.
No matter what.
Go ahead.
So we're at the Blue Hound for brunch on Sunday, and we decided to go up and see the rooftop pool, which is fabulous.
Which
if you have not
sexy
been.
pants.
Sincerely,
Sexy pants.
Fucking awesome. Like I want to stay there 4th of July.
Like
By the way, where is this? Just so I know.
First and
Palomar
Jefferson,
downtown.
The
Okay.
Palomar Hotel. It's
Okay.
on First and in between First and Central, First Street and Central. And
The restaurant's
Jefferson.
delicious. The bar is fantastic. The pool is.
But you know
sexy.
where we went for the vigil, the candlelight vigil?
Yes.
Right across the
Oh,
street.
the Palomar. That
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
we're good. All right.
The roof, the pool with the rooftop bar and everything. Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
Okay.
So we walk up in there and I look around and I'm like, well, they're having some kind of an event, and we saw a lot of lesbians with basketballs, and so I put two and two together, and I looked for Katie June. And
I wasn't
not
there.
kidding. I was looking
I wanted to go. I had a play date
Where's
that I
Katie
couldn't
Jones?
cancel. I really wanted to be there.
What? No, and I understand
Palmer
that.
had a play
So-
date. You just chose to.
I
go
wanted
along.
to. I was going to give you a call because we take the elevator down. We're ding, elevator opens. We walk out, and I went, oh, fuck, ow, ow, and
Yes.
I'm looking up. She's 1,000 feet tall.
Yeah.
And maybe that's an embellishment, but
You're not good with math.
I do
but-
like
that's
hyperbole.
excuse my beauty.
Yeah.
My hyperbole beauty. She, honest to God, is the tallest, thinnest.
Yeah.
And like that, the whole Michael Jordan kind of thing of that wingspan.
God, I want to stand at that.
Unbelievable.
I'm mildly obsessed already with her.
I can believe that.
Shocker.
I mean, I can believe that as far as from a playing standpoint.
Shocked
the,
face.
the make fun part, and this isn't me making fun. This is just that kind of. It's kind of like if I walk in a room and people are like, "Oh, you're gay." Seriously?
Yeah.
Come on.
Are blind
This isn't
people
a
asking you this?
Yeah,
Well, no,
exactly. Like,
So,
oh.
They just, I mean, they feel fake.
All they do is they walk up and they're like,
they feel your face.
oh, little gay, aren't you?
well, she's very masculine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very.
Not a problem with
and
that.
in her voice, very masculine. We're not going to have a problem with that.
It's like
What
Billie
I'm
Jean
talking
King.
about- right.
Gay.
Very, yeah, you're not going to.
Martina Navratilova.
You know, it
Come
sucks
on.
because because the voice piece is totally genetic, so it doesn't matter.
Jillian Michaels.
It doesn't matter whether it
Absolutely.
would really be actually horrifying if she was not gay.
Well,
and she
remember
had the
that-
voice.
I would
Remember
agree
the
with that.
Saturday
That
Night
would be
Live
worse.
sketch?
That would be
Like,
uncomfortable.
Weird.
What if Marcus Bachman is straight? I mean,
That's two. She almost shot out of her nose.
but you remember that saying that the effeminate heterosexual? Well, like, what if you're just the unfortunate person that's born with my voice, but you like pussy?
Yeah, that is that's sad. A little bit.
Wow.
That's tough.
You know,
It's tough to
I want to do
swallow.
a show tune, and then
Yeah,
I want to
well-
eat your pussy. Like, that. I mean, you know what I mean?
Why do you even
Katie
say that?
June, it's tough to swallow.
It's tough to swallow.
Not for me.
Excuse your swallowing beauty. Yeah, excuse
my-
your gay beauty.
And I
I
hope
am
that
very
I'm
pretty
wrong.
when I swallow.
Munchin'
really
coochie.
People have commented on how good I look.
Munchin.
What is this?
Munch McCoochie.
Munch McCoochie.
Not okay. Just not okay.
But that's
He's more of a
lick my dick.
lick my dick.
So,
or suck on my dick.
I don't even wait for this thing to get near empty. I'm so worried I'm
No,
not going to
not at
finish
all.
this.
You're gonna be. We got 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I know, but it might go away.
You can
Here, have some
share
more. It's
anytime.
so good.
It is just
It is
really
good.
good.
I enjoy it.
And again, I truly hope that I am wrong
I'll just
on
take
that.
I'll just take us a little bit.
No, but my wait about
I
who?
just with Brittany Griner. I just think that people
No,
are
she's
not.
gay. She came out.
No, I'm not talking about
I know,
that.
I know.
I'm talking about the fact that
People are
here
gonna
she
bully
is,
her.
because now they don't have anything else.
You know what, though?
They're going to bully her.
Do you know what the
because
best
they don't
thing
have
is? Is
anything
there's
else.
been articles that she's already done up to
Do
this
you know what I'm
point.
saying?
There's already been articles. There's already been interviews that she's given that her whole platform is anti-bullying, and I love her.
That's
She's
fantastic.
just totally coming out there, and she's like, you know what? I've been teased for my height, the size of my hands, the size of my feet, my
She's
my
like
deep
palming
voice.
the balls.
She's like, I have literally been.
So
been
she's had
teased
all of that
her
on the
whole
table.
life,
Okay.
and she says, "So I
Good.
am. My
Yeah.
biggest thing is advocating for anti-bullying
Love
because
it.
I have been bullied
I
my
love
life. So I don't think it matters.
And don't
I
you-
don't think you can
No,
bully
but
someone
good,
who
good
says
for you for pointing that out because I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
You can't
Yeah.
bully
And-
someone that
and
says, "I get
if
this."
she has it all out there. Then
Oh
you
my God,
can't,
yeah.
because
But
if you
She's
put it
fucking
all out there,
awesome.
I have two things.
what are
First,
you gonna do?
first, excuse my beauty point.
This is a two-part question. I feel
Two-part
coming
question.
from Alfred.
Don't you think, like, especially in like, we'll say middle school, when everybody's going through the change,
Yeah.
don't you think tall girls got like mercilessly picked on?
Oh, sure.
Did that happen in like your
Oh,
guys'-
So did short fat ones.
There was,
I don't know.
There
from
was tall,
experience, but
and
I think
there was tall girls, and then there was girls who just developed
Developed early.
Oh,
breast-
I did.
Like in ninth,
breasticularly.
like in sixth grade, if you were
Breasticular.
like a
Whatever,
D.
breasticularly.
I'm just saying, maybe if you were short,
Bless
fat,
her heart.
and a size D.
Kim Goddard in my junior high was just it was
Sixth grade.
relentless for her because
And
of her
everybody
breasts.
else was an
And-
inverted double A.
And I was
Right.
not
Like,
short
yeah.
and fat necessarily, but I was I
What is
developed.
necessary? What is that? What is
I
that
was not short
caveat?
and fat.
She's like, I was.
No, I'm not
this
saying I was
much.
short and I was not short and fat, but I developed really early,
Right.
and I was teased.
Oh yeah, it's
Were your cans like that when you were in high school?
I was really.
Or was that from
I'm
Palmer?
talking like seventh grade. Like I had the biggest boobs in the seventh grade.
Just checking.
And it was.
and you get mocked. I mean,
Oh my God.
Right.
The
Right.
girls
I mean-
hated me because the boys paid
Loved
attention to
you,
me.
right.
But the boys paid attention to me in a really unflattering,
Awkward.
Right.
really
with a little bit
uncomfortable
of
way.
with a little bit of mocking to
yeah.
it.
Oh,
Right.
it was
Yeah.
really sucked.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
I
hated
specifically
it.
remember.
I think
the-
my ass was the same size as my boobs.
to this
Yeah, it
day, and we
sucks.
know high school. We know high school's a long way off.
I
for
didn't know
me.
if I was coming or gone.
Yeah, we high school's a long way
Oh,
off.
it's Marnie somewhere up in there.
Well, they're higher, lower. Anyway.
But I remember who was mocked for being tall. I remember who was mocked for being big busted. Who big busted? What am I, 80?
Why don't you watch your program on the
Is there beauty
Davenport?
involved in that?
Watch fist punch.
The what?
I love it. The Davenport.
The
Thank
Davenport.
you for that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking this
Lawrence
girl,
Welk.
she's tall, she's athletic, she's maybe a little bit boyish.
Oh yeah,
She knows her
majorly
bullying.
boyish.
She's already shaving, and I'm not.
She's probably written a few papers on bullying.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, but that's the cool thing that you pointed out. I didn't realize.
but no,
that.
I'm just
I
without
thought
any
she came out
reading.
and said, "Yep, I'm."
She's
I'm gay,
called
who
it all
cares?
out, but she's also
Good.
said I've been bullied for everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
And then you take everything off the table.
But point number 2, and
I
excuse my
love
beauty,
her.
I'm not done, is that you know that even though it's the WNBA and they moved up, to SPN El Trace or wherever
Dose,
El
motherfucker, Dose.
They're on SPN Dose. Like now that they're moving up the Spanish ESPN channel. Excuse me,
they're on Teledaico.
Yeah. Perdóname, mi hermosa.
WNBA.
But you know there's those fucktard yahoos sitting in the crowd that have no idea that this is a lesbian
Excuse me,
enjoyed
muy bonita.
activity. Yeah. You know what I mean? So she's going to get shit for being a lesbian for the
Right.
people
Yes.
that didn't watch the press conference
You're
and
right.
think that yelling out lesbian at a bunch of 6 feet tall women is a smart idea.
Right. I don't know. It's so it's so
No.
interesting,
No,
like
not
to
funny.
be like to have the relationships as friendly relationships with the marketing director and the CEO, and I know who they're marketing to and how they're trying to get it on. It's very interesting, and what's my favorite thing is to go to the games and see dads and daughters and entire families and grandparents, and I love it.
And you would hope
And
that
Melissa Etheridge.
and you would, but you would
I
hope-
wish she's gay.
Whenever there's something that from the gay boy point of view, wicked. Whenever there's something about girls' power, like girls in sports going to watching the
incredible.
Olympics where like they're doing incredible things. That's where you hope that the little girls are sitting there and they're getting the message. Like
Right.
you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like that's really what you hope would get out there from all this. That you just keep bringing girls to watch this. And like the girl kicker that sucked on the NFL, but at least she did
tried.
it.
Yeah.
I want to
Get out there and do it again.
Okay, so one more thing really quickly before we move on, and I know we've got a lot more to cover before we're done. There was my favorite headline of the week is from Gawker, and it is called "The Most Deranged Sorority Email You Will Ever Read." Did y'all hear about this?
I did not.
Okay.
I don't read a lot of sorority emails.
Oh my God!
Shocker.
No, it's gone viral.
Nor did I watch
So let
TMZ.
me read you the headline and then a couple pieces from this email.
Okay.
It says this author on Gawker, which by the way is fucking the best website. She says there are two things the Delta Gamma sorority's University of Maryland chapter refuses to tolerate. The first is Delta Gammers who are, quote, literally so fucking awkward, unquote. The second is young ladies who are, quote, so fucking boring, end quote. Last week, bitches got told. So the president of the
Stand
Delta
by.
Gamma, I read the whole thing. I also watched it online, like a
There's a
dramatic
reality
Oh my God,
series?
would a dramatic?
He dated half of them.
You know who I am?
Yes.
Excuse my beauty.
Dramatic actor like redoing this on Funny or Die. So if you can go on Funny or Die and look up this sorority girl email, I swear to God, you will
I
just
love Funny or Die.
You will ship your pants because it
Shit my pants.
Shit my. I just shit.
I just shit my pants.
I just shit my pants, and it's very convenient.
Ship your pants. It is
Very
okay.
convenient.
So basically, okay. So here's what's happening. So this president of the Delta Gamma sorority, it says the impetus for the impetus for this email is the sisters' inability to participate in Greek Week activities. Particularly those involving their matchup fraternity. So the president is unhappy. Now, the president during Greek Week of this sorority, and I don't get this because we didn't do this at NAU. This is very like
I did
East
Greek in a very different way in college.
Yes. Very East Coasty Greek.
That was all I did.
Yeah, I did that in Greece actually once, and I was wearing a toga. And it ended in a threesome. But
Maya.
In Nantucket.
no.
Greek
This was in Greece.
In
Totally
Greece.
different.
Then back
And
in
not the musical, the actual country.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
EECE.
Okay. The sorority is Delta Gamma's historical mission is to foster high ideals of friendship among college women. Blah 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 blah. So this is what the president sends to all of her girls. Now she's hold on.
You don't have to say start quote.
I won't. But she starts it to say, "If you just opened this like I told you, tie yourself down to whatever chair you're sitting in because this email is going to be a rough fucking ride."
Oh, they're quoting all about Eve trying to.
Right.
That's good. She goes on to say, I don't give a flying fuck, and Sigma Nu does not give a flying fuck about how much you fucking love talking to your sisters. You have 361 days out of the fucking year to talk to your sisters, and this week is not. I repeat, not fucking one of them.
Oh, this is good.
Are you people fucking retarded? That is no.
It's a quote. It's a quote. It's a quote. It's a quote. It's a quote.
FNN.
No, but my favorite part is that I have to say, and that is not a rhetorical question. I literally want you to email me back telling you if you're mentally slow so I can make sure you don't spend any more time at our night events. I have gotten texts about you assholes being fucking weird at sports. Are you fucking stupid?
Wow.
This is this woman.
Wow.
She says
She sounds charming.
I want to go drinking with her.
She worries that the behavior could create the impression that a Delta Gamma house is divided. Next quote, I will fucking cunt punt the next person I hear.
Cunt punt is my
The next person I hear doing something retarded. And I do not give a fuck if you SOR me, which is tattle on me. I will fucking assault you.
I don't know what name to call this show now.
Honest to God.
Slingdini or cunt punch. Cunt punt.
I swear to fucking God, if I see anyone being a goddamn boner at tomorrow night's event, I will tell you to leave. I would rather have 40 girls that are fun, talk to boys, and not fucking awkward than 80 that are fucking faggots.
Now,
oh yeah,
Wow,
calls
she
out
hits
the F word.
everything.
Oh,
She
yeah.
sure did.
And for those of you, and I love this.
let
And
me let me know when you're done.
Okay, I will. The email is really long, and I swear to God, go to Funny or Die.
This
and
is
listen
not
to the
a
whole thing.
rhetorical question. I need you to email me back, yes or no.
Are
Are
you
you mentally
fucking
slow? Because if you are, you need to get the fuck off my campus.
Are you licking windows? I'm not sure what's going on there.
Wait a minute. I love how she ends it.
Excuse my beauty, can I lick your window?
I love how she ends it because the whole email, almost the whole thing, is in caps, and then at the very end,
She's blind too.
She's so fucking
She's
pissed.
blind. Yeah.
I'm gay. At the end,
Can't see it.
At the end, it's no caps, and it just says, and for those of you who were offended at this email, I would apologize, but I don't give a fuck. Period.
I want to go
Go
drink with her.
fuck yourself.
What I'm going to suggest is that
This is
she
not
gets,
a rhetorical
she gets
question.
laid, is what I'm going to suggest.
Here's the thing. She's actually, and I was thinking about this earlier. Is she cute? Because I looked her up. And she's cute, but I'm like, you can't be cute and be that person. You're just not cute. And you can't be pretty and be that person. She has like a pretty face. She's actually a heinous beast. If you couldn't tell by this.
Oh, she sounds
But I
lovely.
bet she's lovely to fun.
yeah.
I bet she's a good time.
Oh, yeah.
That's like Ryan
No.
Lochte. I can't see the pretty through the dumb. Like,
You
I
know-
can't get there.
She actually,
You
her
can't
tweets.
see the fun through the
Oh
cunt.
my God. Her tweets are things like,
I
cunt
can't
punt.
see the fun inside your cunt. Is that what you just said?
Cunt
I'm
punt.
looking.
A cunt
I'm
punt.
looking.
Please talk about cunt punting. I will cunt
Stop
punt you.
it. Stop it. Really? Really?
There's
God
no
damn.
fun.
He's swimming upstream.
Excuse
right
my
here.
beauty. No fun.
OMG.
Anyway, if you want to laugh, look it up. Gawker.
Why don't you just put that on our Facebook page
I
for the
will.
show? That's interesting. Wow. I don't know what. The only thing to go from here is up, and that's the
We're gonna
death
keep
watch.
swimming through that cunt trying to find the fun. Trying to find it. Gotta get there.
Wade
Punt
in
that
the
cunt.
water.
Punt that cunt. I think that should be.
I'm wading in the water of your gooey
Oh
loot.
my God, your gooey loot. It is 9:30. It's the middle of hour 3 on the Tuesday night. We're gonna go. We have thoughtful vulgarity and would you rather coming up. But at this point, we're gonna go into Death Watch.
Just a half an hour ago, I was killing dogs. Oh, Death Watch!
Death Watch!
2019! We are losers. Losers.
We're horrible at this game.
People
We are
die this
literally,
week.
yes, we are literally the worst cunt punters when it comes to death watching.
There's not 1 ounce of gooey loot coming our way as prize money.
Everybody's dying that's not on the list.
Yeah, people died this week that I
have
never even
someone-
heard of.
I have someone.
There was
Who?
a character on MASH, and I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Character on
I
MASH.
didn't know that.
The guy that played the psychiatrist. Remember all the psychiatrist
Oh, yeah.
episodes that weren't funny, but they were kind of brilliant?
Oh, I love them.
No, they were. They were
The
very smart.
dark-haired, curly-haired guy.
But it's the Cosby Show thing. You're a comedy. Where did Buddy used to say? Where's the jokes?
Where's the jokes?
I love MASH.
Oh, I do too. But it's like Nurse Jackie. It's not a comedy.
I learned a new thing
yeah.
about Alan Alda this week, actually. I'll tell you about
He's
that.
still
in a minute.
alive?
Yes, he's still alive and teaching at a school on the East Coast.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
He's a
bright
But
man.
he's
wonderful man.
teaching doctors how to relate to patients, not without using all the fancy terms.
Yeah.
Anyway, Death Watch,
There,
Death Watch,
bedside
Death Watch.
manner. All right. Well, everyone's alive. What do you want to see? Valerie Harper beating the odds.
But who died this week that we're just like shocked at?
I won.
No, yes. Oh my God,
Who?
you guys, yes.
Come on.
Well, now last week
I
you
got
missed
nobody.
Pat Summerall. I did
Yeah.
that. I did that for
Well,
last
I
week.
said-
right.
Oh my God, the lead singer of I Touch
Oh, I'm so sorry,
Myself,
Ken.
I Want You
I
to
don't know that that
Love
was
Me.
shocking.
Ken in San
But
Francisco.
she
I'm so
died.
sorry.
She did die.
So
Breast cancer.
You're gonna have to touch yourself. Excuse my beauty, but
I don't want to.
she can't.
No. No.
Now the
not
best,
for her.
I have to share a little personal secret with
Oh.
y'all.
I'm scared.
Maybe was really stoned, possibly
Sounds
drunk.
fun.
All
Invite
the
me over.
all the 80s.
In the
Yeah.
year of our Lord, 1970 to 90 something. I never heard that song until karaoke.
What? I touched myself?
Never.
Really?
Really?
But I also gave up the radio in 1989. So I
Well, there's that. Because
It's
I
weird because
am-
I know that song and you know way more than I do.
yeah, but not on music. I'm a movie girl. But honest to God, like I can
Yeah,
sing the
like
whole
the
thing.
lead into that, like you hear it starting and
I mean, I can imitate her, and I have still to this day never heard the real version of that song. I only know
I feel
it
like
from
Clayton
karaoke.
should find it and post it.
I can't play it because
Even
we're
like
sued.
2 seconds.
We're gonna get sued
because they're looking for it.
Hashtag we're gonna get
They're
sued.
gonna take all our gooey loot that we swam all this way for.
Yeah.
Anyway, Valerie Harper's still alive. Ted Nugent, as we mentioned at the top of the show.
I feel like we should take him. We need to revamp
get
our
off
list.
that. Yeah, we need to revamp.
That's
That
a wish
asshole's
list.
not
We want to
going
revamp.
anywhere.
I'm okay with revamping.
We need to.
We can do whatever we want to.
I think Nugent goes off. That's a wish list. I agree. We need a
Now,
smaller little board.
sadly, Nugent's not gonna die. No, not gonna die.
And if it does happen, well,
Bitter.
Okay.
I will not touch myself for a week in protest.
I watched. Actually today, I just happened to catch a very in segment of The View with because Barbara Walters is part of our number 3, which is the 2020 family.
Yep.
Anybody who was on the original cast of 2020: Hugh Downs, Barbara Walters, John Stossel,
Ed Bradley.
yada yada.
And I'm including Geraldo Rivera.
Isn't Ed Bradley on there?
Ed Bradley's already dead.
mean, when did he die?
Years ago.
Come on.
All right.
Ed
so-
Bradley,
Black guy?
the black guy from 60 Minutes. Years
I'm
ago.
Googling.
Google it,
Really?
Katie. Years
Come on,
ago.
Bradley.
Years ago.
Well, I didn't know.
I wouldn't lie to you because I watched 60 Minutes.
Well, I know you
Anyway,
wouldn't lie to me. I'm just
I watched.
surprised.
I caught a final segment of The View today, and Barbara Walters. They've got her sitting in the middle of the couch. I guess it's so she doesn't fall over.
People
no, she
on
always
either
sits in the middle.
side.
In interviews, she sits in the middle.
Oh no, I always see her sit at the end.
No.
Yeah,
No,
he died
she
in
doesn't.
2006.
In-
Marnie.
in-
Oh no, you're right. On the couch she does.
On the couch,
but
she always
you mentioned a couple
lot
weeks
then.
ago that they
Close,
have like
close.
a handrail
They
for
have
her.
handrails.
But I didn't see that because she was
Oh
already
wait,
seated.
they have handrails for
So-
Barbara
Well, they
Barbara.
have to walk up the stairs because they come on live. And if you'll watch, you'll see like Betty White.
Yep.
Betty White and I think the other one is Cloris Leachman. Somebody
Love
else
both of them.
recently.
Hello.
But they didn't walk out to the couch. They
They
came
were
back from
They were just
commercial. They were
there,
already
yeah.
there.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't want you to see their infirmity.
Infirmity.
God bless
Yes.
them.
Their usage of handrails.
I want Betty Windsor
I'm
to
ready.
stay.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
that's
got
okay.
Betty Windsor
I'm good
should
with that.
say.
Nelson Mandela.
I think that's a touch and go. I think we got that.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Thatcher. Who saw that coming?
No,
I didn't.
yeah,
I
did
forgot
not.
about her.
I did not.
Again, because the
Or
other
Jonathan
fun game
Winters.
to play is Dead or Alive because you would have just lost.
Yeah.
I would have lost
Yeah.
on John.
Jonathan Winters.
John.
No, I wished he was dead.
No.
John.
He's a comedic genius.
I know, but I don't like that. I told you he killed Mork
you
and Mindy.
suck at this.
Yeah.
Thing.
What's
Pat Summerall died.
Pat Summerall.
I'm like,
Summerall.
not John.
Because
I thought you were going to say John Stossel.
who was he in the
I'm like,
booth
no.
with that I hate?
Who?
Oh,
what?
Madden.
John Madden.
John Madden.
I'm sorry. If you can sit in a booth for 28 years with John Madden, you didn't kill yourself.
You
That's a Christmas. Excuse my beauty.
I think he's
Yeah.
funny though. Madden.
John,
The fact that
Oh my
he
God,
draws.
you know
he's
why?
like Ryan Lochte.
Right.
Older.
That's because you don't watch football.
My mom
Seriously,
does, and-
halfway through a game, you want to take a knife to his throat.
Seriously, I'm not going to disagree.
I don't.
And when Brett Favre was playing, oh, for the love of God, I have a picture of the two of them getting married.
Yeah, it was like this. He was practically stroking him off.
He was like, and he's smart and handsome.
And
he's
we're not alone on this one. Like, if you
No.
watch football, John Madden
Yeah.
was like listening to the Antichrist talk
Yeah.
for 3
Oh,
hours.
he's
Like, you're
awful.
like,
my.
please kill him
Awful.
now.
Got it.
He was the Jonathan Winters of the NFL.
Of Monday Night Football.
I don't know.
I like all our other
I-
choices.
Well, but who do
I know
we
who to add.
replace number
I know
2?
who to add.
Go
Who
ahead,
can
Marnie.
add?
What do you want to do?
Glenn Campbell.
Oh,
Now,
he,
do you think he'll get one more swing at Tanya Tucker before he goes?
no. He doesn't even know who she
Tanya
is.
Tucker.
At this point, she doesn't even know who she is. He is.
Tanya Tucker.
Tanya Tucker it is.
Tanya
I
Tucker.
forgot she was white trash.
Can I-
She was
Tanya.
She's
Let-
Tanya.
Let me retract that statement. He doesn't even know who she is
doesn't-
at this
well,
point.
No, he doesn't know who he is at this point.
Oh,
but
he's
he has
gonna
an
die?
album. He has an album that's coming out in July.
He's going to
believe.
die in a stable like a rhinestone cowboy.
Why, why do you know?
on a Southern night.
Why do you? The lineman might know about it. Why do you know that he has an album coming out?
I read it somewhere. I have no idea. Like
Wow,
there's
I
some
didn't
kind of
realize
an
that.
album coming out.
And this is, okay.
What?
This is worse than the dog comments.
Uh-oh.
But like, everybody that
I
knows me
don't
already
know.
knows about me and dogs.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything worse to happen to the people of Boston than Neil Diamond is writing a song about the tragedy.
Yeah, what's
No,
that going to be?
he's not.
Yes, he is.
Is
Yes, he is. Yes,
Thank
he is.
you, Neil.
Turn on your heart light now. No, thank you.
Get on your iPad.
Excuse my beauty, but no.
No.
Look
I
at
did
Neil
not
Diamond
know
writing
that.
a song for Boston.
Did you see that he?
Boston
sang
said,
at
no, we're
Fenway?
good.
Yeah.
He sang
Boston
at
said,
Fenway.
No, we're good.
Please don't.
Yeah, we're
We
good.
did that Sweet Caroline thing. Does anyone know why? I don't know why.
well,
Sweet Caroline.
Nobody's really sure. Nobody's really sure.
I feel
Is it
like
because
Dick
of
Van
the-
Dyke is a good addition. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not a bad addition. That's a really good
I
addition.
really feel like Dick Van Dyke may or may not be a
Yeah.
good addition.
I actually agree with you completely. I just thought Glenn Campbell, and it's Two
Oh,
ends,
yeah,
I believe.
Glenn Campbell's good. Yeah, Glenn Campbell is good.
I
for
will
sure.
give up
I was
Nancy
in
Reagan for, what was your choice?
Dick Van Dyke.
I'll give up Kirk Douglas for Dick Van Dyke.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
good.
Yeah.
That's
Good call.
good.
Because that's
And if Kirk Douglas
All right.
fucking, if
Let's
he
do it.
drops a bone, I'm pissed.
all right. And home listeners, anyone got anything?
Who do we got? Who's dying?
Good night,
Who's this
Harrison.
dirty Alan Alda
Night, Harrison.
Uh-oh. See you, Harrison. We love you.
Who did we say?
Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke.
Now, how did you get on TV in the 60s with that name?
Seriously.
That's a gay and a lesbian all in one. Well, he encompassed everybody.
Yeah.
He is
That's the only way I can say it.
non-discriminating.
Yeah,
All right,
right.
so our new list: Death Watch 2013, Spring of. Valerie Harper, Glenn Campbell, The Cast of 2020, Queen of England, I Like Color, Betty Windsor, Nelson Mandela, Nancy Reagan, or Babs Bush. They are interchangeable. I didn't like either one of them. Dick Van Dyke, KCAM. What does that mean? Ali.
Casey Kasem?
Where?
I thought he was dead.
Where? What number?
KCAM. It means something else.
Oh.
Muhammad Ali,
It's
Karen
like
Black.
bathtub. Write it down. We'll know what it means. No, we won't.
And as always for Diane.
Is Karen White still dying?
Karen Black.
Karen Black.
Trailer.
Is
Oh, yeah,
she
she's still
swift?
dying.
Okay.
By the way, there was two semis that were driving. I don't,
Taylor
did you see
Swift.
that?
I
Did you
saw-
see that?
won't be together ever again.
I thought it was fabulous that if I see it, it'll be a happy day if there's a trailer and then something the Swift.
Right.
But take that photo. Trailer Swift. Then we'll
Okay,
have a
that's
little
the
document.
that's the wrap up of Death Watch. We are going to go into thoughtful vulgarity because, well, we were running out of time, and well, this is what we do.
How do we run out of time?
And now, Thoughtful Vulgarity, where we, in the studio, try to make ourselves slightly less shallow, which is not hard to do. We will ask one question of the panel and have them try to answer it while fucked up drunk. Because you know at home how well it goes when an important question comes up 90 minutes after alcohol has been served. Politics, religion, why not? You're fucked up. What could possibly go wrong? Who could you offend? You've been warned. Good luck.
Good luck.
That whole cunt punt thing. Jesus Christ.
That is
Oh, my, what was I going to take this
and
off?
you and I swimming? Are you kidding me? You are hysterical.
Alfred,
What?
we're all.
Well, we have this little radio
What
show.
are you doing? I was cut punting.
we have this little
somebody.
show that we're doing. I don't know if you know about it, but we'll find out if you're in on it. Yes.
All right, so we're gonna start with this because this is where we were a little while ago.
This is our Would You Rather segment before we go into.
We're gonna do Would You Rather first? Okay.
Because we always end with thoughtful.
Oh yeah. But I try to mix them in.
Oh, do whatever you gotta do. We lost Katie for a
Well,
second.
let's just go around a quick table now because I have a very realistic picture of the end of the world as I see it. I'm gonna be dead
No dogs.
by day 2.
Well, actually, he'll be chewing on a leg of a dog.
Well, if HBO's not on, you're gonna be like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here."
There's no point.
Zombie.
Charge your mother more rent. Nope, can't do it now.
Yeah, can't do it now.
Sorry.
She's a zombie.
Yeah.
Well, at least she survived.
Well,
kind
there's
of.
that.
Kind of.
Kind of.
So, and Harrison used to have, and I used to have it. She's not online to hear it, but we used to have this conversation a lot. We just used to do a lot of like drinking and drinking coffee or drinking liquor and having these like deep talks because she's very, very
Boysenberry.
very like I'm extremely left, but she likes the touchy-feely left that I always kind of annoy. Like I don't like PETA. I think they're a Nazi organization, but like she likes.
That's weird. You mean it has to do with the ethical treatment of animals?
But hey, Melissa
Oh
Etheridge.
my God, you do hate animals.
But Melissa Etheridge backs me up on this one.
No.
Because she got off their train too.
I'm not a PETA fan.
No, because
I'm not either because I eat meat.
My girlfriend, on the other hand.
they're crazy train.
Yeah.
But no, but so.
But you just hate
weird.
you just hate animals. So moving on.
Go ahead.
Moving on. So when the apocalypse comes and it's time to like.
Or the apocalypse.
Okay, what
The
are the
apocalypse.
That was European.
Excuse my beauty. However you want to pronounce it.
The apocalypse sound like a really good Saturday night for you.
Punt, and that is European.
And
All right.
I'm not, and since none of us are vegetarians, this gets to a new place. Because my question for Harrison was always the vegetarian question of the chicken walks through the yard. Do you just starve to death and let the chicken walk away?
No.
Right. But we're not vegetarians.
Is
we
it
don't have the
deep
issue.
fried at the time? It's not if it's
Exactly.
walking.
Now, how far is the
If
KFC
it's
from
walking,
here?
I'm gonna chop its neck off. I'm gonna pluck it.
Yeah.
That's not a thing. I'm gonna pluck it. I don't know.
I was going to say deflower, but that's totally different.
Deflower. Okay, you're not alone on the planet. It's just the apocalypse. I'm sure a
People
Mexican
can see
survived.
me. People can see me. All right, never mind.
I'm sure at least one Mexican you can deflower is somewhere on the planet.
I just heard chicken, and I was like, never mind. All right, go ahead.
El pollo. El pollo.
Pollo loco. All right.
So, you're scrounging for food.
Yes.
You're
Good.
living.
Go.
off
I am
the
ready.
earth?
I'm ready for this question.
You're
'cause
living
I'm
off
ready
the
for the
earth?
zombie apocalypse.
Yes, you are. You're excited.
What's food?
Anything.
Anything.
Except for another person. And my dog. Okay? Or a cat, because I am allergic.
Yeah. Now we're
why did you say? Why did you?
No,
Wait, yeah, right.
I won't eat my family dog.
Why
I
can't
won't eat my dog.
I eat grass?
But if you're
and
done,
eat like flowers and
because we
shit.
don't digest grass.
Well, then I'll
We
shit it
physically
out.
cannot
but-
digest grass.
Oh, what makes you an expert? The restaurant you work
Yeah,
at? You guys
yeah.
don't serve grass?
No, Jamba
No,
Juice.
You
They
don't,
have to-
you
they have
don't
to
eat
digest
it
the
and
grass
digest
before
it.
you-
You
Apparently
smoke
digest
it.
Jamba Juice.
Yes.
I've been to Jamba Juice
Thank
before.
you, Marnie.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to smoke
But I'm not
all the
gonna.
grass.
I certainly am not gonna smoke grass and get hungrier during the apocalypse. But my thought is,
I'll
you're
eat
down.
bark.
That
not
would
the
suck.
bark of my dog, but the bark
All
of a tree.
So I'm making my own argument, and it'll be my turn soon. So what is food?
Anything but my dog.
You have 7 dogs.
And
Yeah.
animals and people close to me.
Listen, I think it's really, really hard to answer that question.
Neighbors you don't know are free for all. Is that what that
Whatever.
is?
There was an airplane movie that I saw that
Yes.
the plane crashed.
Oh,
and
it's
they
called
were all
Alive.
like,
It gave me,
whatever.
it literally gave me nightmares.
Yeah, like I
but I
grew up
watched it
watching
over and over and over
Yeah,
again. I
it's-
love it.
it
It's
is
like
very well
obsessive. I don't know that I could. I don't think that
I'll
any
take
of us
the ankle.
are genuinely equipped to answer that question until we get to that point. Like
That's
I
true.
would never eat my dogs. Are you? What?
No.
Or any person that I know. Like if Kelly died in the bed, I would not be like, well, I
Ketchup.
guess I'm hungry.
It's still good according to the bottle. We got
Yes,
like 8
I'm
more
sure
months.
my oven is not dead yet. Like I couldn't.
I lesbian. I make fire.
Yes, but I couldn't. I genuinely don't think that anyone's equipped to answer that because you look at the movie in Alive, which was based on a true story, and those guys
Or
were
the
do or
Dahmer
die.
Party.
The Dahmer Party.
Yeah, the Dahmer Party. It's one of the most famous.
Dahmer Party of one. Like
Not well at the end. No, it was a famous crossing in the Colorado of people that they got lost and they ended up they were one of the most famous American cannibal stories is the Dahmer Party.
I'm literally googling that.
Yeah,
right now.
Oh, it's a fascinating story, and they crossed in the winter and they ended up stranded and had to eat each other, and there was no other choice.
But I think until you're at that crossroads, you can't say what is food. What is food? Is the food is anything that I can find to eat that's like normal.
Okay.
I don't really think that it's fair that I could even answer that question because I've never been in that position. I mean, fortunately, I mean, you can see me. I have never missed a meal,
And for those that have, I've had it for them.
Yeah, exactly. It's not still sitting there. I ate it.
I've never been in a homeless shelter yelling that I'm hungry and starving.
Oh my God, it is
this
one of my low points.
Right. So,
but just one of them.
I have many,
And
but
then
that is.
and then Nantucket.
I don't know. No. For fairness, no. Greg, this is Saturday night drunk. Finished a show.
Donner Party. Sorry.
Donner. That's right.
Dahmer ate people too, but
Right.
different.
That's why I was like,
It
that was a
part of
party.
one.
What?
Yeah.
Like so, the other night I go home and thank God Jason buys food. Apparently he figures out where the store is. I don't know, but I get home and there's cream of mushroom soup and cans of tuna.
Sure.
When you're drunk and you get home late at night, and you're hungry.
That's a full meal.
It's a meal. The next morning you're like, what the hell happened?
And your breath probably stunk like dirt and fish.
The cats.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh God.
Party foul. Excuse
her beauty.
Oh my God! Suck that.
I want that captured.
I
Tell
want-
me that's being. Yep, it's being captured.
Yeah, let me.
Good.
Can I go and tie it on that shot?
I'm gonna quote Jay Giles band and yell, freeze frame.
Right now. Stay where you are, Katie June. That's it. The end. Okay. Almost there. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, we're almost
There we go, Katie.
I like
Oh no,
that.
it's on the
Look
show.
back for me,
It's
look
on the
back for
screen.
me. Katie June, one more.
Now, if you all get electrocuted for my lights,
like it a lot.
I don't want to talk to you
Yeah,
anymore
from
about
this 1930s
it. Hey,
radio.
shut up!
contraption.
Shut up! Really?
Hey, it's his house.
I am so sorry, y'all.
That's all right. Okay, so I like that his idea of the apocalypse is drunk after Charlie's and canned goods in the cabinet.
No, but I cannot imagine because until you're
because cooking is so foreign to him.
I love that. That's
Actually, I would agree. I mean,
No,
you
but
can't. How do you
because-
answer that?
I can't because I've never been in that position, and I cannot even imagine if I were put in that. I have no idea how I would react.
Yeah.
Are you going to eat every leaf, tree, twig, bark? Are you going to suck on anything? I don't know how you would react. So I got nothing for you. I really
Okay,
don't.
now the reason I say that is because of my position on, like, you. Yeah, like.
Are you asking if I'm going to eat Maggie or Marty? Is that what you're trying to get at?
In a way, but the real point
I'd
is,
go with Marty 'cause
like,
he's the
she
fat
has 7 dogs. So if it's, I'm gesturing with grandly.
I see.
Excuse my
your
beautiful
beauty.
wingspan.
Wow, Brittany Griner.
Oh my God, you are a
Somebody
menace.
cut me off.
What did you do now?
I don't know, but
I
I'm-
almost
I
dumped
have
it again.
She almost
IPA
dumped it
over
again.
here.
Somebody.
It's
cut me
okay.
off.
Can't have anything nice. Jesus Christ.
Just moving everything over
Oh
here.
shit! Now I forgot the first part of that. But
But
so
thank you
eat
for
with 7
addressing-
dogs. So
bringing
you're
up
down to
Brittany
like someone with a kid. It's you, your kid, and your family member, and now you're gonna.
Leave Palmer out of this. That's awkward.
That
It
is
is.
really it's uncomfortable.
But now you're gonna ration the food for 3 people
Right,
amongst 3
right.
people and 7 dogs. Like you're down to rationing food, and you have to feed them. It's like the baby on The Walking Dead.
Well, let them deal with each other. If they want to eat each other,
Okay,
whatever.
and they can hunt and gather. They'll go.
They can,
They will
yeah.
go figure out the food chain without you. They're gonna kick you out of the house first.
Seriously.
But the reason I bring it up is for the and it's from the Book of Questions.
Okay.
Is that because? What are you laughing at?
Mark Martinez just tweeted me a picture of you, Katie, holding the bottle in your mouth. That's what he just sent me. I love that. That's funny.
Happy 100 episodes.
Thank you, Mark. That was funny.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear so much GCB. That's awesome.
Like
Kelly will be so proud of you.
Yeah, that's a good. Let me say that's a really thanks, Mark, for capturing.
I'll
that
send
moment.
that to you. I'll send
There's
that to
nothing
you.
about the show that doesn't yell pride for me. So.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna send that to you right now.
Scream it out.
That's a good. That's also a
Right,
good
for
high
me,
moment.
The thing from the Book of Questions, which I luckily
I'm
I
ready
memorized
for it.
this,
Yeah, go ahead.
is,
You have 10 minutes.
and I can be quicker than that. I think.
Wow.
Is
I've
that
heard
for
that
me?
about
Like
you.
I would have no problem with. Okay, you've got 7 dogs. We have 3 starving people. We're gonna
I
start
really only
cooking up
have
dogs.
4. But yeah.
But
right.
then you go to Asia or you go to parts of the South Pacific where anything that's protein is food. They're eating cockroaches. Oh, never.
Commit suicide. I would do that.
So
before.
that's what I'm saying. So that's where the cultural things keep coming in. Like I was quick to say, oh sure, the cats are going on the Barbie. We're in. But the minute that you get down to like real hunger and you realize that in places where they're truly hungry and there is no food and they've already eaten through the livestock, anything that's protein, including bugs, is a healthy choice in food.
Yeah, that's bad.
But when you get to the Western world, like all of a sudden we're like, oh no. I'll just go now.
I'll pass.
Turns out I was only good with day 3 of the apocalypse.
That's why I say there's no way you can answer that question.
But that's the thing about the Book of Questions, and when you flip it to the little asterisk question and you get to then the, okay, smarty pants, you were willing to eat the dog and all that stuff. Now they're gone.
Yeah.
Here's what's left.
Yeah.
And this is actually food in other countries.
Neighbor Fred
and
is
they were
available.
fine with it. Like, who's going to go hunting
maybe,
snakes?
right? So
when are you going to get to go hunt snakes? Like that's,
I had a pet snake, so I'm all set with hunting. I'll hunt to the snakes.
You
I'm all
are
good
not
with it.
set with that. I'm sure that
I would hunt a snake, but it's the cockroaches that get me.
Yeah.
I think if I was, snakes are great. They're good. Let's have them. But I think if
let's have them.
let's eat them.
No.
I think though that the cockroaches, because I am most deadly terrified of anything in the world of cockroaches. Spiders, I'm good. I will literally roast a spider and eat it. But a cockroach, not like for fun, but if the world is ending.
Is there chocolate available? Can we dip it in something?
The cockroach is so bad, but I
this
think
conversation.
that maybe I could put myself in that headspace that if the world is over, ending,
If
or
it's over, I'm not alive.
Not if it's over. I'm saying if the apocalypse has happened and I have survived, and
Is there
then
a
I'm
memo?
gonna fight.
How do we approve?
I'm gonna fight for my survival. I'm
Right,
going
right.
to, and I'm gonna fight for me and my family. And if it comes to the point that I am roasting bugs for protein, I think I would do it.
Yeah. And see, now
I can't say that because right now I kill every single bug
And
I
now,
see.
as cool as I was,
Good
like
for you, because I run screaming.
I went through the.
I can at least kill them. I'm
I
one
went through the
step
petting
closer.
zoo in like a day, but I have to tell you that I think day 3 and I'd be like, now we're at Icky. I got to go home. Like, I was good.
This is unclean.
Yeah. No, it really is.
Excuse my beauty. I can't eat a
excuse my
cockroach.
beauty.
I think I could do roach. And I don't say that easily, but like if I'm genuinely putting myself in the mind frame that it's the apocalypse, there's nothing else, I do it.
Because the interesting, and I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Fry it. I have to cook the shit out of it and like hopefully pour dirt on it.
There's that new it's kind of a fake study. It's not. I don't think it was terribly scientific, but there is this study out there that talks about like survival of the fittest, and that because of the way that we have like capitalism has kind of taken over. So if you have a car, if you have a job, you can survive. Where like 200 years ago, you had to be stout and hardy and like you had to be able to farm the land. You had to have a craft. You had to be able to do something and know how to work the land and raise animals. That's how you survived. Like being smart, you were dead the same week without the farmer that raised the food. But here we can be really separated. So this study was, so if we are set back, like say North Korea bombs, and it's not going to take out the whole country, but they could take out some major centers. They could take out some shipping areas. They could get rid of shipping lanes. We are in the desert. Like we are lost in an area that nothing grows. Like there is no water here.
Well, shit.
Right. So then they were saying, now we get to survival of the fittest, and the fat cats, the rich people, it's going to be the people that know how to make food out of nothing.
Right.
Right. So that was how that.
I wish I was a doomsday prepper right now.
Then you'd be Mormon. By the way,
but eventually your canned goods are going to own. So if you don't know how to farm and all that stuff, like there's a really interesting. I think it's on the History Channel or National Geographic.
Oh my God, I feel like I need to watch it.
It's so good, and it just tells you like if technology stopped today, like let's say we could do we were just
I might quit
surviving.
Facebook, so go on. I need to know this.
Yeah, but it just shows you
Could happen.
how long bridges last. How long will buildings last? How long before the earth takes back over? Oh, you know what it is? It's if people died off. If something happened and people died off, because the earth will still keep spinning. It's just the people that will die off from lack of water, lack of food. And it's very interesting to see how long will all the man-made structures last? How long until the polar ice caps come back? How long until everything comes back? It's either History or National Geographic, and it's fascinating.
And you think it's called If People Die Off?
It's called when people die off or when the people are gone. But it's
maybe Life After People?
Life After People. It's
now,
riveting.
we are in the final 5 minutes of the show. So I'm sorry, aside from what you've got with the Would You Rather, do you have an official question that you want to ask?
No, that was it.
I would love a Would You Rather.
Okay, let's do a Would You Rather. No, that was the official question, because that really was from the book of questions.
Okay.
Because Harrison and I used to play with that with the chicken across the front yard, but now I've seen other stuff, including that survival of the fittest, and that America would die off first because we are not the fittest. We're so unhealthy, so out of shape.
Oh my God, we were gonna die. We're gonna
die
basically next week.
Or would we live for a little bit longer because
of the Fruity Pebbles?
Well, but I'm thinking and I've been thinking that. I'm thinking the fact that we have backup. We have layers of backup that are called fat.
No, because you see fat people die all the time from other shit.
You would last slightly longer. Your body would break that down.
When it's my body just eat itself.
Like a big person, like a fatty person, big person.
It's a difference of 2 weeks.
Yeah,
it's not a long.
Because my body might be fatter than my best girlfriend's, but not to the support of my life. I don't think.
But you're walking for your food. You're going for your food. The minute the technology stops, there is no more couch potato. There is no more sitting at the bar at Charlie's.
Have you ever read Ishmael?
That sounds really familiar.
Ishmael, Daniel. It's an old school book that they used to make you read in college. It's really good, and it's all about the takers and the leavers in society. It's a sociological book. It's really incredible. And it talks about, but basically the point of Ishmael is people who are takers from the planet and people who are leavers, but it talks about having to actually work for your food and find your food and get your food versus people that just buy it from the store.
Okay, so we literally have 3 minutes left. Let's ask a final question. Al's going to give it to us. We're going to go around the table and then we will wrap up tonight.
I wish we could hang out for the next 7 hours.
It's not going to happen because I have Ruben Contreras is drinking tonight somewhere, and he's recently single, so I have to go find him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there you have it.
Well, that is an emergency.
But that's the only boy that my mama ever pre-approved.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he is pre-approved and
And he
everything.
cut my hair today and everything.
All right. Here's an
Clayton.
apocalypse one.
All right.
Slip your bare feet into a very moist pair of old bowling shoes, or walk barefoot in a gas station bathroom.
Both are gross.
I'd walk barefoot in a gas station bathroom.
I think I might do the barefoot in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say barefoot in the bathroom.
Yeah, I can't actually put my foot on someone else's foot sweat. No. I'd rather have it be unknowing someone else's foot juju.
I just know that the second that he said that, I almost threw up.
Yeah,
that's as far as the shoe. Also, just while he's looking for that, I realized as I was in the bathroom that this whole, are you going to, eat your neighbor? Are you going to do this? Are you going to
eat your neighbor?
I'm going to slam my head into like a brick wall.
Oh,
like I'm dead.
But I say this all the time. When it comes, I want to be in like ground zero first loss. Like
I don't. I'm going to fight, but go on.
Yeah.
By the way,
oh, but if
I'm no
if
Sigourney Weaver,
unfortunately, I'll probably fight.
Yeah. I don't cunt punt.
Oh. But if for fuck's
a
sake, if you tell
cunt.
me to go gather coolant and you go save a cat, I am gonna cunt you right off the ship.
But I'm going to tell you right now that if this apocalypse shit happens on a Tuesday mid-afternoon,
we're still going.
We're still going.
You better fucking show up.
I mean, let's all be here. Listen, let's fucking barricade ourselves in the shit we've got. Like shitty champagne for days.
Wow.
That
But hey,
you'll be amazed at how quickly I can learn to like shitty champagne when I find out that's all that's left. Okay, as a writer.
Oh my God, we don't have time for it. Really?
Yeah, you do.
One
So
more.
yes or
One
no.
more. Una mas.
Lose your life's work because your computer crashed, or have someone steal your idea and make a fortune.
Go on. Wait, say it again. Say it again.
Which
Say it
would I
again.
rather
As
have
a
happen?
writer, lose your life's work because your computer crashed, or have someone steal your idea and make a fortune.
Steal my
Steal
idea.
the idea.
Steal the idea.
Steal the
because
idea.
I would lose my fucking mind if it got lost.
Steal the idea because I, maybe not be able to
I would
prove
know.
it, I could fight for the rest of my fucking life as the fact that that's my shit.
And I would know, and I mean the way the two of us work, like within our minds, there'd be something built into it.
Both
that
of those
nobody
are
else
so
would know.
awful, but
Yeah,
I have had shit delete. Like I was doing a gigantic Democratic Party event, this whole Women in Blue event, and the next day and the night before, I had just put together the whole program, and I like hadn't saved it, and I wasn't working on a Mac, which is intuitive enough to save, and it deleted.
I know. I knew you were gonna do that.
Listen, the Mac
What
fucking
does that
loves
even
people.
mean?
The Mac loves people. It is intuitive.
It means you kill the fucking chicken when it walks across your lawn.
The Mac is intuitive enough to save my shit. Anyway, this computer did not, and I wanted to commit suicide.
Carrie.
It was hours and hours and hours and hours of
She's
work.
gonna do that when she loses a paper.
Listen, yes, it's real bad.
Okay, I think we all answered the question. We got through it. It's the end of hour 3. This is the show. It's Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Katie June, Al Perkins. We are here every Tuesday, 7 to 10. Arizona time. Figure it out on your own. Thank you for watching, viewing, listening, downloading, all of that you do. It's our anniversary show. Thank you for 1 year, all of you.
Thank you.
It's been fun.
Oh, that's
It has
so
been
fun.
Holy shit.
I'm glad I've been here for less than a year, but
Yeah.
I'm glad I've been here, period.
My apologies for speed bumps.
We'll talk about your 401k. We'd like to leave you with this.
That's a 104K.
We will see you next Tuesday.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America.